Hopefully everyone caught the end of that one.
Perfect.
Perfect timing. Excuse us while we get set up. A little bit late. Come on. Oh, where's the...
Does my journal count?
Yeah.
Oh.
But, Dayton starts with inspiration for last minute drink run.
Nice.
I start with inspiration for something no one can remember.
Mitch starts with inspiration for making fun of me.
Nah, he said something earlier, and I was going to give him inspiration, and I can't remember what it is.
What was I making fun of you for? I don't remember making fun of you.
Whatever you said, like...
Oh, you were trying to explain to me what a running board was.
No, the first time I stopped in the Thirsties, you said something, and he said inspiration.
What was it? What did I say?
I thought you said inspiration. I don't know. I make fun of you so much, it's not really that big a part of my day.
No inspiration for that. You've said it before.
I always said that before?
Yes. Your whole not a big part of my day thing is
oh, no,
it's pretty much a catchphrase.
Well, yeah, that's a fucking American Dad one.
Where am I looking for? Oh.
Oh, no, it's not. It's a Family Guy. It's, you want to get on this? No.
There it
I
is.
don't even know what we'll do.
Whoop.
Hey.
Okay.
We haven't been live enough for me here. So, there we go.
Are we streaming? Are we actually there?
Yeah.
All right. Welcome to the Wileyverse, everyone. This is the last Cardinal Bond stream of the year, since next week is Christmas. Like Wednesday is Christmas.
Yeah.
So, who cares about family? So, happy holidays, everybody out there. Last week, there was a big, long, prolonged fight, pretty much the entire session, against a big, creepy, crawly carrion crawler. And that's kind of where we're picking up. The carrion crawler was taken out and spouted out some young ones. So I guess we can, unless anyone has oh, did you resub? You have your stuff.
Yeah.
First was first. Founder, 5-month subscriber. Hey.
I think Kaylin's the longest subscriber we have.
Here you go, right now. Did I get inspiration for being the longest subscriber?
Oh, you got an emote. Look, you gave us some sort of flaming snowman.
You're welcome.
Say something in chat. I want to see what your subscriber badge is. See, I'm a 7th-month subscriber, and you don't have a subscriber. You're the founder. Like this, I have the 6-month badge. You have the 7-month subscriber, but you don't have a badge, and I hate that. I hate that it doesn't just transfer the whatever month you're in. It doesn't transfer it up.
Oh yeah, that's right. I won't get one until 6. That's right.
Right, like it's. Anyway.
How come it doesn't let me use my own emote that I just gave you guys?
Refresh.
Yeah, when you do that, you just have to reload chat. Also, I hate...
Was it Flaming Snowman, this little guy right here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, the text is really small over here.
Oh, okay.
So I don't like that it has us, like, it gives us those first things. Like, I want a W.
Right, that's...
I don't want a stupid...
I made those things. What's going on here?
Have this one.
Oh, damn.
This is bullshit.
So what do we have to do to be able to make our own those things? Our own emojis and stuff?
We have to get more people. We have to get more subscribers. I mean, I made the ones for you, like
yeah, I don't see
Devil Mitch.
I don't see Kaylin's either.
It comes up first thing for me.
First thing?
Mm-hmm.
I have these. I have some dreidels and sleepy guys.
I think what happens is you had to be in chat when she resubscribed.
I was in chat when it happened. And then I just reloaded.
I was there.
You were there. You were definitely there. is twat it is. There we go.
Bigger?
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Alright. Yeah, mine. I have the flaming. Doop, doop, doop.
Yeah, there it is. Well,
And I have.
did you get the Jewish notes? That's what I got.
Devil Mesh. I don't know what channel you're subscribed to that you're getting those Jewish remotes, but I mean, that's on you, not me.
Yeah, I don't, look, I got Ha Ha Dreidel and Ha Ha Sleep is what they're called. It's like Mitch is a Christian.
Alright. So, here at the Wileyverse, we play Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition in the Forgotten Realms world, specifically Baldur's Gate, where our players are part of a mercenary group called the Cardinal Bond. That's the name of this game. And they're just trying to survive and live. You might want to take notes on that. Did you bring your notes?
No,
this time?
it's Kaylin's trying to take notes.
You gotta quit forgetting your notes.
I
Right?
didn't forget them on purpose. She said she likes doing it. Keeps her involved.
I do.
I mean, you should still bring your notes.
I
They
should
have,
still bring
you
my
actually
notes.
have notes
I
in
know,
there
I
that
have
could be
really good
pertinent.
Notes. It's stupid.
So,
But taking those notes did give me a deeper understanding of what's going on. I do have the names correct, except for Helmia's name, which I
that you keep
messing up.
forgetting. Down at the end, there is Mitch playing Arovar, the swashbuckling rogue, and the closest thing they have to a local here. He, as a pirate, went port to port. Dirty sailor.
Been around the world from port to port.
Yeah.
This says
So, he's the de facto leader of the group, even though absolutely nobody trusts him.
That's the best kind of leader.
Every time.
Next to Arovar is Loradov, played by Kaelin, an astral soul monk from the Feywild, an Eladrin, a newcomer to this world, and a very big culture shock from the Feywild to the down and dirty Baldur's Gate treachery and scum and villainy and all that fun stuff. Along with her is Dayton's Jordarai, a Horizon Walker ranger who specializes in extraplanar things and stuff.
And we decided last session that he talks with a French accent, so you're gonna run with that this time, right?
He is also an Eladrin from the Feywild.
You got the beanie and the mustache.
Loradov and Jordarai
Oh.
came to this world together, trying to make do in Baldur's Gate.
And then Maeve.
Then I am the Dungeon Master, and I am also running the NPC Maeve, a priest of Tymora with a shady past, who has been attached to this group and has had some success and some failures of gaining their trust, or at least earning their trust. Gaining, earning, depending on how you see her motives.
I think we all have a little less trust for her, even though that we still believe in her. I kind of see her as a tool, but I think everyone else kind of sees her as like a liability.
In their
Sees you as a tool too, so.
In their first outing, they got tied up into a whole conspiracy of demons and devils and other fiends trying to use a astral conjunction, the Blood Moon Festival, a lunar eclipse, to open up a permanent portal to the Hells in Baldur's Gate. They stopped the demons and the devils from gaining control of that portal, but opened it up themselves. So that's fun. They have that in their back pocket, but since then they've kind of tried to move on with their careers and lives, which led them to their current job, which is trying to dig up dirt, a connection from one of the patriarch families, the nobility of Baldur's Gate, with a cult of the Dead Three, the evil gods, which the cult of the Dead Three has plagued Baldur's Gate for a very long time.
Sorry, I was trying to talk quietly.
They have been searching for information, specifically amongst the homeless of Baldur's Gate, where they believe some victims have been taken from for this cult of the Dead Three, which led them to work for Brother Hodges of the Shrine of Suffering, Ilmater. All this stuff is already written down.
Brother Hodges.
She already has that written down.
No, she
Not Brother
drew a
Hodges.
cat butt all of last week.
I drew a button and you turned it into a butthole. And I named a band something weird in the ruts.
Anyway, they went down as a kindness to them and trying to get favor amongst the
Brother
priesthood,
Hodges.
the priesthood of Ilmater, however you want to say his name, because it's a made-up name anyway. They went down to search for something that was going into their ossuary,
Ossuary.
and eating bones.
There's a T, doesn't it?
That has no T.
then it's ossuary.
Ossuar.
If it has a T, then it's a CH
Ossuary.
sound, but if it doesn't, then it's just ossuary.
Which led them to encounter with not just carrion crawlers, but a matriarch carrion crawler, a very large alien-esque mother alien.
I wrote, it's a big ass carrion crawler.
That's true. That's exactly what it was.
That's a good note. An effective note.
They struggled. They threw themselves into mortal peril, but they eventually dislodged this thing from the ceiling and snuffed it out, but not before it released some of its children that it was harboring, little larval state carrion crawlers. So that's where they are. They're in a deep cavern underneath the city of Baldur's Gate. The cavern is just run with these rivulets throughout the cavern that are kind of wet and transporting water. It's dangerous terrain all around. It's dark, but they all have dark vision. One of them was blind, but it's about to end. And this thing just collapsed from the ceiling in front of you, and 6 larval carrion crawlers have burst from its belly and some are coming at you, some are scattering.
I'm basically dead right now. So.
I say, ha-ha, to the
I
wall.
have 1 hit point, and I think I'm paralyzed and blind right now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Did
I
you
think
fail
you're
you?
blind. No, that thing wasn't blinding us.
Did you have those conditions?
I didn't put any conditions down even when it happened, but I'm pretty sure I'm paralyzed, blind, and I have 1 hit point.
I think the carry-on matriarch didn't blind. It was only paralyzing.
No, that's what got you. It did that whole spray over the entire...
Oh, that's right.
But you didn't get blinded at the beginning.
It was right at the end of the
right at the end.
Her last,
Okay.
yeah, I was saving her.
And I know you may have gotten hit with the tentacles, but I don't know if you failed that saving throw. That's what paralyzes, is the tentacles.
I'm pretty sure I'm paralyzed and blind, and I didn't do a saving
That's fine.
throw.
All right.
I'm literally blind for 1 more round.
And you...
I'm
You're
good.
fine, yeah.
Because you got
Healed,
but you were like, you're not good. Like, you have pretty low hit points,
Not
right?
blind or paralyzed.
Shall
that's
I
what I'm saying.
roll for initiative on these larvae?
No, I'm just... I still have the initiative order here from last week.
Perfect.
If it goes to that, they're not... Like, some of them are aggressive, and you know that you can, like, kill these things in one shot. The big thing is, you don't want any of them to get away.
Gotcha.
Because, I mean, well, you may guys just want to pick up and run. That's fine. But if you're really going to clear this thing out, you want to kill all of the ones that you see.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm going to attack the darkness.
Okay, so you're still blind, right?
Yes,
All right.
1 more turn.
Because these two are tied for who goes first, right?
She's,
Ever- so-
she's paralyzed, so I go first.
We're going to actually start with, like, the end of the turn that the thing collapsed and these things popped out and the assessment is happening.
Yeah.
So I'm going to let you guys both roll Constitution saving throws
Oh, cool.
at, like, pretty much the end of last turn to see how you start this new battle.
Fuck yeah! Finally, 18. Does that clear it up?
That clears your...
Thank God.
clears your blindness.
1 turn before it naturally ends.
a 15.
I think 16 was the base for the paralyzation, wasn't it? Yeah.
Solid.
Maeve is going to give you her inspiration.
Thanks, Maeve.
Reroll.
12.
What a waste.
Worse.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, she's going to have to clear it anyway, so she was trying to hope to just have her save it and get out of it
Using lesser
instead of using her spell slots. So 24 will let the not blind person anymore go. Like, your eyes finally start clearing up. It's still, you're you're just coming out of the blindness and seeing this, like, still kind of writhing body of this massive carrion crawler, like, curling up, but more importantly, you see the movement in the back of the cave towards her end, her thorax, terminus, the writhing of the little carrion crawlers heading out.
Sweet. Am I within reach of one of them?
No.
Well, I can advance, though.
You can. It's dangerous and difficult terrain, so you have to move half your speed unless you want to make an acrobatics check to keep your footing. And then you can move full speed.
Let's try that once. Well, is she in danger? Are they coming towards us?
A couple of them look like they are.
I'll guard the body. So I'll reserve my turn for now and then.
So, but you're not next to her.
Oh, then I'll make my way over.
But you make your way over and you don't have to, you can just use your half movement.
Alright.
So you can get to her with that. So you go over and stand in front of her.
Gotta return the favor.
Alright. So you're clear of everything. So you're paralyzed and that, so you pretty much have nothing to do on your turn except for make a saving throw.
That's probably good too because I'm.
Didn't she just take a saving?
Yeah, at the end of last round.
Oh, sorry.
At the end of every
Sorry.
turn.
That's
It's
right.
Constitution. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, Constitution.
18.
Oh.
That'll do it. So you go to your astral soul place and push out all of the contagions and badness of your body, your physical form.
Be a great doctor.
Yeah.
You're getting rid of all that badness.
You're getting rid of all that badness. And I mean, you're not doing it because of
All right, Dr.
anything physical. Like, you're an astral soul monk. So yep, you can pretty much take no action because that's the end of your turn.
I don't
But
want to
you
do
are
anything
clear.
because I'm basically knocked out.
You have 1 hit point. You're
None of
fine.
us have any healing potions at all? I thought one of us had one. Better not be me. I'll be mad. Nope. I think we drank them before.
I think you've used anything you had, and
We haven't bought anything new because none of us wanted to spend money on it.
right.
Oh yeah, I didn't do this last time. How much erudition do I have?
I thought I told you to mark it.
Well, I put it down, but I didn't add any of the charges. Charges are how we're
Charges is how you're keeping
Yeah.
track of it. Oh, I flipped away from that page. You have
14.
6.
Perfect. Sorry, I
14.
Everyone else has theirs marked, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sorry.
Maybe. Where's that at again?
'Cause I
On your
saw that-
equipment.
Yeah, it'll be under a wondrous item that you have equipped.
No, I don't have any marked.
Click on it
Really?
to get charges.
It's
I told like everyone
Yeah,
go to
I-
the equipment
Now I
and
feel like I
mark
need
the
to-
Well,
charges.
I know she did hers, but I think something came up where we didn't do ours for some reason. Oh, we were having to refresh. Like, it wasn't showing up on our page or something the first time. It was weird.
Do you have yours?
Yeah, she has hers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is mine
You
also
have
9?
It's a lot of
You have
dating
8.
insults.
that I have marked.
One of
You-
them was for
I don't know
a
if you
plan
gained one
one
last
time.
session or not.
Actually, I think 2 of them were for good.
Yeah.
All right. Now we have that out of the way.
All right, sorry.
So you have recovered, but you're still down. It's the end of your turn. That takes it to Jordarai.
Yeah, but we don't want these things escaping, right?
Nope.
So get the ones that are running away.
Exactly. Whichever ones are like running away, I want to take
All right.
shot and or shots at.
Go for it. You have 2 shots.
Just roll one at a time, though, right? That's what I was doing.
Yep, because you want to know if you kill it before you go to the next.
So a 24.
Yep, that hits.
I'm not taking the time to Hunter's Mark. I'll just do the extra force damage.
For 1.
Right.
You gonna do it for this one, or are you gonna do it for the next one?
Is this one technically like farther away than the other one?
You could start with the one that's further away.
That's probably what I would do if I'm like, I don't want these things escaping.
Okay. So you want to do this one with the force?
Sure. Then what adds a d6?
D8.
So that's yeah, okay. 13 plus 5. So 18.
Alright, so that one's dead.
Got him.
Well, it's easy when we're all awake.
This is the next one.
Damn it.
What'd you roll?
Use of inspiration.
Remember, they're super killable.
But he got a 1.
I got a natural
then,
1.
yeah, okay, cool.
That's not gonna be good. Wait, didn't you break your bowstring in the last shot?
He did break his bowstring.
Oh yeah,
in the
that's
last
right.
shot.
Because I rolled like 3 1s in a row.
Yeah.
That's
last
true.
session.
You did
So,
do that.
You're going to need to restring your bow, or pull out another weapon.
Yeah,
And I know you had extra, like you have the crossbow in
The
there.
heavy crossbow.
Can I? Oh, you have a. Never mind.
He has a heavy crossbow in there, but that's only you can only take.
Do I have to take a turn to load it up or something?
Since I knew that, can I toss him a throwing knife?
I mean, he has daggers,
Oh, okay. Throw a dagger.
but that it doesn't have the range.
Hmm.
I think it's 30 feet or 40 feet for a dagger.
I think it's 30. Yeah.
But do you have, like, I think you have short bows, or you put something as backup in your.
Oh,
'Cause
60. 20 to 60.
Yeah, 60 is. If it's the second number, you have disadvantage because it's long range, and 60 is still really kind of pushing it in this cavern.
What are you, some kind of master of this game? No. Alright.
Yeah, I do technically have another longbow and 2 more short bows. I just don't-
So
What?
instead of.
because I have that special quiver.
Yeah, he has
thing
that.
I don't
He has the
think we'll just
quiver
do
that
that.
can hold other things. So,
Yeah, just do that then.
so instead of
fixing the string. when
fixing
it
the
is-
string, you just drop that bow, pull out your next bow, and start shooting. So everything's the same. So you hit the first time, you use inspiration, and hit the second time.
Yeah, 21 on the
Yeah.
second.
So roll damage. Just wanted to make sure we're all the same.
That's a good call.
Like that's a cool thing about that quiver. It's
Yeah,
exactly
for
to
sure.
be like that Legolas where it's like shit. Oh, my bow's broke. Another bow. Like what? How many bows you got?
I think Legolas's bow doesn't break because
No,
his
but-
is strung with something that it's like requires a ridiculous amount of strength to pull back anyway.
12 damage.
Okay, that one's dead.
2 shot, 2 kill.
So the 2 ones that are furthest away and were running now just get arrows whoosh, whoosh, and they just screech, curl up into little balls and twitch. That is 17. So then they go. 2 of them just hitting the edges of the cavern left and right. And one that way, one that way. 2 of them coming towards you. They don't seem to be like they're just kind of running, like scattering. Okay, they are not coming for you. They're just kind of like running, almost this way and this way. So they almost like went out in one this way, one back, one forward, like a big X with a line through it. So they've just essentially moved 30 feet towards you, but they're still out. Maeve. Maeve's gonna not want to be out alone because you ran away from her.
I didn't run. I moved
You moved,
20 feet to the right so I could stand in front of
15.
somebody who was whatever.
but she was staying with you because you were blinded. And then you left her.
I didn't know she was even still there.
Didn't even know you were here, bro.
I was blind.
Desky! No Desky!
But
She
you were-
moves over.
You're unblinded when you move, so you could Well, she was like
and she was
holding on to
holding you.
Would she have come with me?
No.
She was holding up.
Not her turn. So she moves up to you and puts her hand on you, and those shadows come out and start mending your wounds.
Yay.
How much does that mend?
It mends 8.
Well, like, what do you roll?
1d8. 1d8 plus 4.
12?
8.
No, just 8.
Sorry.
Nice try, though. That was good. That was an Aerovar sneak. $40? $20? $40? $20. $20 bucks.
And let's see. Let me mark that. She's used a lot of lesser restoration.
Got my final grades.
Oh, really?
My lowest grade was 98.25.
Nice.
Yeah, so as long as I don't fuck up my capstone project next semester, summa cum laude.
Proud of you, Chan.
Hey.
You were my inspiration.
Inspiration for being your inspiration.
Can I give it to her? Yeah, that's cool. Because I just had to announce it right now.
Yay.
Yeah, she told me
Inspiration.
she got summa cum laude when she went to NAU, and I thought about it, and I was like, "That's
NAU? No inspiration.
Fight me.
Well, it was funny because I hadn't considered it. But
Fight me.
I didn't really know what it meant. Like I'd heard it before, but I wasn't sure like how you got it. Magna cum laude is when you're in the top certain percent, 3.5 or higher, and then 4.0 and higher is for summa cum laude, which means with top honors. Because there's like, but I'm also getting academic distinction, so it's like with honors, which I'm really excited about. But the summa cum laude was a goal I set for myself after we talked about it, and I thought I messed it up last year because I had one class where I missed an assignment on purpose because it was difficult, not with the stress. But he rounded my grade up to a 90.8 or whatever it was. And I was like, what? So I got it. So now it's like back on. So now as long as next semester I don't get a bad grade on my capstone, which is not going to happen. That's the only thing that I have a grade. Other one's pass fail. I fucking got it. So
Nice. Yeah, like once you start getting those kind of grades, you're like addicted. You're like, I have to keep going.
it's funny because anytime that we would talk about that in class, I'm like, hey, did this out yet or is that done yet? They're like, we get it, Mr. 4.0. I'm like, why are you making fun of me for having good grades?
Sorry for
Like,
caring.
Yeah.
Sorry for being dedicated to my education, which
Sorry.
is your career.
Sorry, I just wanted to. I
Yeah.
hadn't told her that, so I'm excited.
All right. So that brings us back to the top of the order. Now,
All right.
either of you can go, whichever one.
You rest.
Yeah, you go.
Can I stab one that's closer now?
You have to move.
I'll move. Because Maeve is protected by Lord of now.
They are 25 feet away.
Alright, let's do this acrobatics check.
You can do the acrobatics check, or you can take a bonus action to dash and just use the difficult terrain half modifier and not have to make an acrobatics check.
Let's do that.
Okay.
Yeah, alright.
I mean, I know you like rolling dice and all,
I
but
do, but I don't have a +4 on my acrobatics. So this will be an attack then?
you're not proficient in acrobatics? You went athletics to climb and go
Yeah.
get around the rigging of the boat and all that stuff.
Every time I play a rogue, I'm like, why can't I climb anything? Because it's athletics check.
Yep.
And actually, I think that's not even very good either.
The
Oh, never mind. No, it's the same. My acrobatics
you didn't
and
take
athletics are
either?
same. No, I'm
Weird.
deception, insight, perception,
You're all the
and
okay.
persuasion and stealth are where my my expertise are at.
Okay. So you take the dash action to get that extra movement, and you get over to it, and
26.
that hits. You are alone with it, so you're a swashbuckler with dueling. You get your sneak attack damage.
Score.
I don't think it can survive this. I literally think you're.
Can it survive 3? Oh, 7. Can it survive 7?
Yes.
It's dead.
Nice.
Well, I got a 8, 10,
Yeah.
14.
Dead. All right. So you go over and.
That face-to-face sneak attack is probably my favorite thing about
That's
this
so
character.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've talked to you about it, but like, there's people online, like a lot of the people that are very critical and very knowledgeable about D&D, they really come at it, especially if they're dungeon masters, they come at it with how do we get around players trying to bend the rules or bend the situations so that they always get their advantage. They always get their sneak attack. They always get their this or that. And I'm like, why would you deny them that? Like, why would you try to stop them from getting the feature that is a core part of their class?
Yeah.
I try to take away sneak attack from you less than I give it to you.
Yeah.
Because it's a core part of being a rogue. So as long as you're smart about it, as long as you're fitting what kind of rogue you are, I'm trying to give you sneak attack.
Did you see
but
that?
They're always against it.
Did you see that D&D post that was like how D&D be written if my players wrote the handbook?
Yeah.
My favorite is the rogue, and it's like, after arguing about whether or not I get my sneak attack, I do. I try to roll every d6 in a 2-mile radius for my damage. Like, yeah.
You want to go after the other one?
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. You have 40 feet of movement.
Do you have any athletics? You definitely have some athletics.
Yeah, I have like +7,
Fuck
+4.
yeah. Oh,
Well,
what?
acrobatics.
Oh, acrobatics, sorry, not athletics. You should have plus on that.
+4.
Why are we're both +4s on our athletics
Right, because
acrobatics.
because you have an 18 dexterity, she has an 18 dexterity. So you have no. If you're not proficient in it, you're just getting the dexterity bonus.
Interesting.
So here's this, and it's kind of awesome. So you have, unlike everyone else, you have 40 feet of movement, which means for over difficult terrain, you move 20 feet, which would still put you 5 feet away from the creature. Your arms give you 10 feet of reach. So you can move just your natural movement, get up to close enough, and hit it with your arms.
Fuck yeah.
So
Monks are pretty neat.
they're fucking
Like,
awesome.
I would have never played a monk, but now that I've gotten to see one played several times.
So if I
I'm
want to
like,
punch it, I have to use... Are my arms still out?
Yep.
Hey, you just walk over to it and punch it.
Okay, I'll do that.
So move over difficult terrain, no roll needed.
Roll for
To
punching
hit.
it, though. Yes. Is it a 2 or a
It's
9?
a 9.
9.
16.
Right, you hit.
Isn't a contact there?
No, it just doesn't that look like a fucking 2?
Looks like an upside down 6 with a line
I'm
underneath
gonna
it.
punch you.
Please don't roll damage on me.
Well, a natural 1, you might get a
Shit.
chance.
5.
Not on that.
5.
Yeah.
All right. So it's still up, but you have your martial arts, so you can attack again.
Natural 20.
Oh, it's good. So you did 5 the first time. Full dice damage would be 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 damage would have killed it naturally, and then you would have got to roll another d6 on top of that. So yeah, it's really dead.
It's really, really
Really, really dead.
Mine are definitely worse.
Squeals.
Mine have little holes. Yours are
Like you even like
smashed.
it's like, you know, skittering over those little, you know, rivulets in the ground, and you smash it up into the air and then pound it down with the other hand, and it splits on the ridge of that rivulet.
If I'm not mistaken, you guys have both only killed 1 so far.
That's my 3rd.
I'm pretty sure
Well,
I
he's
did,
talking about the 6.
I did most of
He's
the
killed
damage
2,
on the
you've
big
killed
guy.
1, you've killed 1. Oh yeah, you took down the big thing.
I killed one that was on me. I killed
No,
one.
no, no,
right now.
hold on. He's talking about the 6 that came out when it fell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did not kill. You've only killed 1 of
I
those.
killed that really big one that fell out.
No,
I stabbed that thing right in the face.
I killed it.
It was bleeding profusely when you hit it.
I don't think you hit anything.
I think he did get it once when he was blind.
I did. I stumbled forward and stabbed it. It was a great
After
set
it
of
was dead,
rolls.
wasn't it?
No, at that point it was just out. No, I hadn't even fallen yet.
Because you didn't move over to it.
Yeah.
It was
You
after
only
he'd fallen.
yeah, it was after it had fallen. It was already dead. I'm like, yep, you get it. You wander over there and stab this thing.
I did wander over there.
So
And I damaged it.
that's 24 17s. There's still 2 left. They're on like opposite ends of the cavern, running with their little lives.
Good thing I can see both directions.
Pretty much got a.
Are you kidding?
Dude, what'd you do?
Roll
Did you roll a 1?
What the fuck?
Does anyone have
I
inspiration?
have my inspiration.
Aw.
What?
I'm shocked right now.
That's our inspiration for
Why are you rolling so many ones, man?
I don't know, but 25 will probably hit.
That'll hit.
I'm gonna have to make a dice jail next. That'll be my next little project.
So that those dice vaults I gave you or bought you, they also have dice jails that connect to them. Like,
Oh yeah.
and it's got like a little prison. You put whatever die you want in there.
Why do you need dice jail?
To punish dice.
you
Like,
punish them.
nope, you're in like roll a 1 2 times on me. You're in fucking
Like
dice jail.
those, the only person that touches those are Galen. Like if they needed moved, I'll grab this box and slide them off to the side. Those were Isarok's dice.
15 because they
They
use
were
force damage on that one.
notoriously bad. I failed every charm I ever did. I failed 3 death saves in a row.
21.
Like those dice were
Yeah, that's-
horrible.
Can you do it?
8. I don't think I did it, boys.
Nope. So he launches an arrow in one direction. You hear it go through. The thing screeches. You can hear it clattering and twitching. Then you hear the other one go, and you hear it screech, but you still hear that. Can't do it. There it is. It's still running.
Can I see it? It's not my turn. So.
It's not your. It is their turn. So it moves another double move away.
Fuck that. Let's burn this place.
Burn this place to the ground. Where's my damn... There it is. Oh, okay. Now it's Maeve's turn. She can barely see it. She'll have disadvantage on the attack roll because it has cover. Or it's in darkness and has cover.
Put your glasses on, me.
She has her glasses on.
Right, yeah.
It's more than 60
completely
feet.
blind.
We're just
Yeah,
fighting in the
it's
dark.
more than 60 feet away. Like, it's just getting out there. What she gonna do?
Could you imagine, like, anyone just... There was some random outsider watching this fight. The only thing they really see right now are these two, like, astral-looking arms dimly, like...
And a lot of, like,
whatever.
clicking and screaming.
And then they
You're
just
like,
hear,
what the
like...
fuck's going on in this?
I think I got it!
Like those homeless people came in to watch, and they're just like, what the fuck's going on?
Alright.
There's a lot of rolling going on over there without any information being given.
Yes.
It's the GM prerogative.
He doesn't have any creatures pulled up on his screen that I can see.
Do you remember after we played Risk for so long, like the sound of shuffling cards was like giving us PTSD?
We're
It's
just
like,
like-
why are you shuffling those fucking cards?
And I just do it, like...
Yeah, you would just do it sometimes.
Well, because he'd always do it after we made a decision. He'd be like, "All right, I'm gonna go in this tunnel." And he's like shit,
It's like, so why did you enter the tunnel? Nothing happens. You're like, motherfucker, quit shuffling cards.
So... You see, like, she's looking out there. She's, like, looking at you guys. See if everyone's up. She looks out there. She like, listens, and she just waves her hand. She says a word, a language you kind of don't really understand, and you hear this soft, silent whoosh.
Her damages make more noise than ours.
She did something that killed it.
Does it appear to be dead? It's dead. All right.
It's you don't hear the clittery clattery of its feet
So there's
anymore.
2 left, or
Nope.
one more?
No,
That's it.
That's it. All right.
We did it.
We done it. You're, like,
Can we get the
bleeding out
fuck
your
out of here?
face. Yeah. Well, let's retreat.
I'm gonna check for treasure.
Yeah, let's check for treasure.
There's no treasure.
Damn it.
I'm gonna take a
I was like,
bone.
there's creatures that are.
You're gonna take a bone of what?
It ate all the bones.
There's still bones.
No, there's
Front, from the
there's.
ossuary.
Right, yeah.
You're gonna go into the ossuary where they inter
I'm gonna take
people.
a bone.
Like the very thing you were down here to stop from happening. You're gonna go do.
They're not gonna miss one more bone.
I like it. Take like a metatarsal, so it's like that big. It's
I wish one like a finger bone.
There you go. That's it.
You know these are people that were buried on hallowed ground for the express purpose that that's the
This-
only burial they're
This
going
feels
to
like
get.
one of those
In my world,
Robert
that
playing a
means
good guy paladin
That's
is
also
like, I'm going to take all the copper pots.
Yeah, I'm gonna take all the copper lining and the tubing and all this stuff. Yeah,
Put it in your pocket.
I'm doing
It's
it.
a trophy. Shit.
We got that lock of hair. Gotta make a collection.
collection, but this isn't anything you fought or beat.
It's just the
From
bone of a
Helgen.
bird. That's right.
Why don't you take a tentacle or a pincer or a...
That's not gonna last as long as
Take
a
some,
bone.
yeah,
What, the chitin?
take a chitin from
Yeah.
it, yeah. That's a scale off one of these things.
You take one of the fucking
Nah.
pincers off the matriarch. It's like this damn big.
Well, that's
And
not
then
even practical.
Wear it as a
It's
necklace.
like a dagger. Like it's like
Fine.
all
Fine.
jagged and stuff.
Why do you want a finger bone so much?
Hey, we don't ask
Some
questions
poor
in the car.
person.
It's like,
In my country, poor people are frowned upon.
You don't have poor people in your country.
Exactly.
You're Feywild.
Exactly.
I was just thinking,
I
like,
say I'm
what
gonna
are
try to
the
collect
poor
as
people
many
in the
arrows back
Feywild?
as I can.
What do they pour from?
It's half the physical ones. Did I make the determination that your energy ones are always recovered, or are they always gone? Can't remember. I think they're always recovered.
Okay.
And then, so half of the physical ones you shoot.
Sorry, I'm just on the stream
It's
and
fun to me.
What? You saw something on stream?
What?
Something happened?
I don't know,
No.
but like this weird button next to like channel points,
Oh yeah, yeah.
and it keeps like
This?
showing me pluses like randomly while I'm watching the stream. It's like
Buddy
Right
plus
now,
20.
Wileyverse seems to have infinite.
Introducing channel points. Watch Wileyverse. Earn channel
Sorry.
points. Unlock rewards.
Yeah.
Okay. Highlight my message. Unlock a random sub emote. Send a message in the sub chat, sub only
I
chat.
think you gain points like as you watch.
As you watch, and then you can
As long as it's
you can do
standalone,
things.
like precursor to the word,
Interesting.
or there's another letter in front of it, like a consonant.
Allows you to cheat the system. It seems like.
Otherwise, it takes on the vowel like ace, ace.
What's a mess kit?
It's it's a plate, a bowl, a tin cup,
Oh, okay.
a fork, a knife, a spoon.
Usually it's a spork.
Usually.
I don't know if does D&D have sporks?
Maybe the Feywild kit has it, but it's just it's a kit to put food on to eat
Hey,
while you're on the trail.
You have a mess kit.
how do you
What do you think?
are proficient in insight?
Yes.
Is that a +7? Is that the one I have?
What are the skills? You
Lorda.
Its show is
Yep, +7. Wisdom.
with survival and perception and
Damn, your survival is +7 too. Look at that.
Because it's wisdom. She's a
Yeah.
wisdom-based character. Wait, why is it only... Oh, yeah, +7.
if I'm proficient in athletics, why don't we have a +4?
Me too.
Because it's all based off strength.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you only have a
right.
+2 or +1 strength and a +3 proficiency bonus.
Still considering our classes, a +4 in acrobatics and athletics is pretty damn good still. Like, we're,
Yeah.
we're pretty
That's
rounded, I think.
that's +20% to succeed,
Mhm.
essentially.
Yeah. I remember
So
the first couple times we played, I was all about the pluses. I'm like, I want big pluses. Now
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, +4 is fucking still good. Like, I like it.
yeah, once you get down to like +2, +1, +0, like that's the
Yeah.
one. Like, does anyone else have this skill? But +4 and above, you're like,
Yeah, I spent all my time in the boat, so my nature is 1. Like, what's going on out here? I don't fucking even know what that sound is. It's not a seagull. I don't know.
so you guys head out of the catacombs. You lead them out because you remember the way. Back into the actual carved stone area and out back up to the crypts and out the shrine into the fading daylight. It's kind of like late afternoon now. It's how long have you been down there worming the
Fading
tunnels
Daylight's
around
a good band name too.
Fading Daylight?
Got it.
I bet it's already a band name.
I'm sure it is. Well, I told you last session, I was looking up Poison Dwarf. It's a
That's a
fucking
fucking band.
it's a
Yeah, the
band.
band,
I was like, wait a minute. What?
So
But we would spell the F-E-Y, the fading daylight.
Oh,
fading.
The fading light.
All right. So you head back out there. It is, if anything, more crowded as folks are coming in after whatever they've done for the day, work or whatever, or they're trying to get that last meal and find a place to sleep in the square before it gets too late and it gets too crowded. The 3 halflings, 3, 4, might be 4, Brother Hodges and his 2 sons and daughter, or daughter and son, we'll call it 3, are working tirelessly, and a couple other acolytes are out there handing out those bowls of food and getting everyone situated. Hodges is next to the fountain. He has a big stack of bowls next to him that people are coming up and he's handing out, but he's also doing some oration and blessings and welcoming everyone there. They don't seem to see your arrival through the crowds that are just kind of milling around. So you can get his attention or you can do something else.
Oh, get his attention.
What is your charisma? Yours is pretty high too, isn't it?
That's a 14.
I'm trying to think of... Yeah, mine's +4, so it is still better for me to talk to people, despite your misgivings. Yeah, well then, I say, we've done what you sent us for.
What?
What's up?
Rude.
Despite your misgivings.
You guys don't trust me for shit. I still have a job to do.
So he's saying something, you speak. You see that he hears it, but he's like, speaking at some people. So he finishes what he says, hands out, and he looks over. He goes,
Handing the kite.
He goes,
did you take a claw?
No, I took the claw.
Oh, okay.
The pincher.
Yeah,
Show him the claw, then I'm afraid it's going to
it's like one of the pincers, so it's like, it's pretty much a dagger, like this big
Does it have paralyzation?
Dagger. No, unfortunately not. That'd be cool, but you might be able to find someone that can enchant it with its own properties to give it that. I mean, though you're not a person that uses weapons, so you might be able to do something else with it.
Is it a dagger?
Huh?
Is it a dagger?
It'll be considered a dagger if you used it. Like, it is literally like this big. It's weird, like, because you'd hold the handle here, like the beginning parts, and it goes kind of forward. It's almost like a kukri, because it goes this way. But yeah, it would be considered a dagger. But you also might be able to like find someone to unlock other abilities from it, like resistance to paralyzation or poison, as long as you have it on there. Unlocking.
You have a dope Flavor Flav tooth.
No, I mean, like as long as it's on you and attuned to you type of thing, you get resistance.
No, you
Who
want that
knows?
Flavor Flav, man.
She already has an amulet, so.
It's not a giant tooth. It's like the size of your forearm. You're like,
Favor fave.
Favor.
with an EY.
Favor. He looks over at you.
Favor.
He goes, "Oh, by Ilmater's Bidings, you're back. My gosh, come." And he kind of reaches his hands into the water, and you see that they kind of glow. And he reaches out, and his hands are just like a lot more water is clinging to his hands than water should. He raises them up and just kind of like flashes them out at you, and as the water comes and splashes over you, all your wounds wash away.
Do I get my key points back too?
No, unfortunately, that's not a thing. But it is mass healing word, so at a very high level.
Sweet. Oh, everyone?
Yep, everyone gets all their hit points back.
It's healing worder.
Word.
How do you do it when you can
Click there and just scroll it up till you get to your max.
Yeah, but can't you do
This
it
is
and
a wheel.
reset every? Oh, that would reset
Yeah,
everything.
you don't want to. That's everything. You don't want to do a short rest. I mean, you can take a short rest, but he's just healing, restoring, all that kind of stuff.
Damn, you guys have fucking a lot of hit points. How many hit points do you have?
39.
You never put anything into Constitution.
I have 28, which is pretty good this time. But
Not as much as anyone else.
that was like when we were playing the Dragon
Even Maeve has 38.
What a dandy arrow bar is.
And you're like, I have really good hit points. No.
I have
No,
really
you
good
still
ones for
don't.
me, like for rogue, like usually I'd have like 15 or 18 right now. 28 is still pretty good for me.
I believe we need a new claw on the field. Might as well make it.
Claw on the field.
You should put that
Claw on the
it's
field.
Mandible. Never mind. I was gonna, you should call that thing the White Claw, but it's a mandible.
So make it at least 2, maybe 3. Not sure how she's feeling about it.
You kind of, unless you prefer.
I don't care either way.
They're all giving me except the raspberries. Can't do it. Raspberry.
I
tastes
love
like
raspberry. I like them all. Like actually, like the mango. I wish was a little bit sweeter mango-y.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a little bit underplayed.
We're not sponsored by White Claw.
But we are available.
We are definitely available, White Claw.
All right.
One of these days, we're gonna land a really obscure sponsor.
And there's like a
It's gonna be like Jack Daniels.
I don't know if
honey,
Tabletop
or like
Keyboard
the-
is here or stopping by, but like they said, like they went out and found, like they just Googled dice companies, and they went through each dice company that came up on the list. Like the first one, Twitch sponsor for this one. Okay, there's a Twitch sponsor for that one. Next one, Twitch sponsor for this one. And they went down until they found the first one that didn't have a Twitch, like someone that on Twitch that sponsored their dice. And then they messaged them like, "Hey, we want to rerun a Twitch stream. Do you want to sponsor us some dice?" Like,
That's cool.
I am just not the guy that's like the active, going out and getting the sponsor and all that.
Dayton's yelled too many homosexual and racist things on the stream anyway for us to really get sponsored.
And confirm.
I think if it's anyone, like you spent half a session trying to figure out if Arovar's voice was very effeminate male.
That's not offensive.
It was
It's-
pretty bad.
It's the copy. It's the mimic of an accent. Like if he had been Indian, that would have been bad. I guess I can see what you're saying.
I can bring up you saying, "I think this is offensive."
Yes, I did say that.
I did say that.
I sound like
So-
a politician. It's not that bad. You said it was bad. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
So
His was hands down. Worse.
he
Her life game was like a constant slur.
Really, dude, shut the fuck up.
that guy. Well, there's that one, but there's the guy in the chat. I don't want to say any names. Don't want to say any names.
That
but-
was awkward.
So,
Fuck, yeah.
he takes you into the shrine itself, and there's some folks in there, but he kind of like goes over to a quiet corner, and there's only corners in this place. It's tiny, and asks like, what happened to you down there? You look very ragged and worse to wear. I didn't want any harm to come to you. Are you all right?
We still look ragged. You just keep.
I mean, he healed you, but like he's talking about when you came up, and you do like your clothing is fucking ripped and has blood all over it, and except for Maves.
We came across some bone-eating worms, but we made short work of them.
Oh, carrion crawlers.
What else eats bone? Seriously, I don't know what it is.
He actually like names like two other creatures that
I'm
eat
like,
bone.
I have like no nature.
Bodak and this and that. Like what? What?
Wait, do harpy eat bone?
No, there's not much that will actually like. Most of the things will go after the marrow, and at least there'll be bone
That's what it
left,
is, because harpy will eat carrion. Yeah.
like carry-on luggage,
The harpy one you ran, she was sitting on top of a
pile of bones
Well, that's just
and
'cause
stuff.
she makes a nest.
Well, that's what I mean. Like she wasn't eating.
But like the thing that the carrion crawlers specifically devour like the bone. Inspiration for remembering that.
Fuck
For us
I didn't
going.
waste my
Oh,
inspiration.
and we didn't talk about. We'll talk about it at the. We'll talk about it at the break.
Giving inspiration to the team is a waste if it's date.
We'll talk about it at the break. But going into the future of the stream and the more streams and all that. But you remembering Mitch's campaign as Mitch is on the cusp of running his own, the Mitchellverse.
It's always because Mitch first doesn't sound good.
Mitch first, yeah. It's like,
Inspiration for making my name sound good.
hey, I fixed your name in the computer today as
You
well.
did. That was nice. So at work, my name was misspelled on my email. So it's my signature. So it's like
Is
email
your
sent
name
from
Mitchell?
Mitchell.
No,
Yeah, it's Mitchell.
it is Mitchell?
Yeah, with a T. So you get that hard thing. Like his name was Michell.
Michael?
Michelle.
You'll
Like pretty
find-
much a Michelle.
Yeah,
Like
you'll find
Did you
some
think his
like
name was just Mitch?
you'll find
I
some
didn't
like
know. I don't know. Some
like
people do
Eastern
that.
European names. Like you'll find some Slavic countries where Mitchell is just Michel because it's like harder. But
yeah. And some of those is still Mickle, like the hard CH.
But the English and the European version of it is Mitchell with a T. It's the hard.
You know,
Okay.
when you make fun of me, it's just in poor taste.
I didn't make fun of you. I just asked you a question. I don't.
There
make
was
fun
someone that had
of you.
like
Respectful.
like their name was Bob, and like someone called them Robert once, and they corrected him like, nope, my name is Bob. Like literally on his birth certificate, his name was B.O.B. Not Robert,
That's
not anything
Mark.
else.
I met an Ed like that, and I was, he was
Yeah,
like,
Edward.
no, it's just Ed.
Yeah.
Like, that's
That
what
was,
my parents named me.
Yeah, that's my brother Mark. The year that Mark was born, and they named him that. Marcus was like the 7th most common name in America for boys.
I would never go like if I ever went to Marcus, it would be as a like extrapolating a name, not like trying to guess that you're really named something
people do that.
else.
It's funny because they'll be like, "Hey, Marcus," and he's like, he won't even turn his head.
We would.
It's not his fucking
We had
name.
to put like references down when we got our car. We put you down, and I wrote Wiley, and he was like, "Yeah, that's not his name."
I started to write Wiley. I was like, put Wiley down. I was like, David. I was like,
The thing is,
she had like a W-I. I was like, oh.
I'm really weird with names because the first thing I'm introduced to someone as is pretty much what's locked in my brain.
Yep.
So like there's some people that have been introduced to me as James, but they always go by Jim everywhere else. But I will call them James to the rest of their life because that's what I was introduced. But for me, I don't give a shit what you call me. Like, I'll answer to Wiley, I'll answer to David, I'll answer to Dave, I'll answer to hey dipshit, hey fuckface, look over here,
Dick
like
Van Dyke.
whatever. Like I don't care. Like, you know, I understand that you're referring to me, and this is a social language and all that stuff.
That's like me.
to be
Like,
so
people call
angry.
me like Kayla, Caitlin, and like I respond to any K
Yeah,
name
I don't
because I've just
care.
always dealt with that.
But what's weird is and people say sounds super aggressive, and I don't want it to come off as aggressive, but it's like, you know, my name is David, but you can call me whatever you want. And everyone's like, oh, so you want to be called David? Like, no, my name is David. If like I will never write down on an official document Dave or any other iteration because that's not my name. Like I will write David. I never write any other name. David is my name. That's how you spell it. That's how it is. There's a guy that at my work were reps. They used to give me day planners, like yearly planners, leather bound, foil stamped Dave Holton. And I'm like,
That's not my name.
I'm like, in print, it looks, it's not right. Like, that is not my name.
Yeah.
You can, like, when we're talking, this isn't a permanent thing. You can call me whatever the hell you want. But my name is David. Like, it's just really weird to see. And, like, you know, I write down Wileyverse and all this stuff because it's easygoing stuff. But officially, like, there's no other name for me besides
Well, it's like my
David.
mom's mom, my grandma remarried, so that half of the family, his last name is Mitchell. So I'm the first grandkid, so they just named me Mitchell to like honor the name. So Mitchell
That's
is
Wiley.
So there's Mitchell, Mitchell, Bruce, and Taylor are all family names. So Mitchell's not my name because my grandpa went by Doc Mitchell. My uncle's name was Steve, which is everyone's fucking name, Steve or David or Chris. So he always went by Mitchell. Everyone always called him Mitchell. People still call him Mitchell. And then my aunt went by it briefly too when she was in high school because she's Leslie. It's just regular old white Christian name, so everybody went by Mitchell. And so the whole family, my grandparents, my uncles, cousins, aunts, everything, always call me Mitch. That being said, there's always one out of every like 50 people can't not call me Mitchell, and it's always women. I have 3 women that I know very well that still call me Mitchell.
I call you Mitchellis.
Mitchellis is different nicknames. Like I used to be, Michelada is a big one, Michelada. And then I had a guy from Chile, he called me Micho Manacudo a las Mercedes, which means the
I think I was just fucking action.
Well, he was Chilean, yeah, that was the crazy Mitch of Our Lady Mercedes of Chile is basically what that means.
I like nicknames that are longer than the actual name.
Well,
So, like, your name's Mitch, but
Yeah.
like
without
Mitchellis
saying
or...
without saying that, I don't want to say the slur of it, but one of my friends in high school is half Mexican and half black, and he always called me one thing, and when we talk on Facebook and stuff like that, he'll still say it. He's like, "Hey, Negarachi." He always
You
called me that,
said
and I
it,
thought it was
though.
hilarious. I whispered.
That's going to get us banned.
Did I whisper? Not whisper? Didn't I?
But that will auto-ban you even if it detects
Oh, really?
it.
Well, I didn't mean that at all. Then sorry. It was something that somebody called me. I wasn't saying it as a slur. he's black, so he said it, and I was like, I feel uncomfortable with that. He's like, it's okay, you don't say it, I'll say it. And I'm like, all right, and he called me that forever. When we found each other on Facebook, he was like, hey, and he typed it at me, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me, dude? It's been like 18 years, you're still gonna call me that. All right, so we're...
All right.
Really not sponsored by hand modeling, but he's
Look at my hands. I'm just like, because like there's auto exposure, there's auto white balance.
Is that light on max brightness right now?
Yes, it is. Maybe.
No, there goes one more.
This one?
No, that one
that
definitely
one.
is. That's why your forehead's so shiny.
You only turn down.
No, it's always like that.
No, I'm just kidding.
I can like normally. Did you do the thing? Because
I thought I
turned them on.
I turned them on. I might have spun them all the way up.
Yeah, when you spin them all the way up, just take them 1/2 turn back. Yeah, they're all up.
Oh, okay. I thought I did it because we did talk about that several times.
Just bring put your thumb all the way at the bottom and bring it back to the halfway point. Yeah.
My bad.
All right. So this less pasty crew for the next part. So he brings you and he talks to you about your encounters.
I'm still pretty basic.
It's
He
that
goes.
scene. I did that for a year. It's just I'm always bright white.
It makes me look better, honestly.
I mean, it is great lighting.
Not
Like,
this
there's a
good looking in
reason.
real life.
There's a reason I got studio lighting.
It's your pretty hair.
So.
Perfect.
He talks to you, like, you tell him what happened. He was, like, very concerned for you, first off. He's very thankful. Like, he even kind of sermons a little bit about, you going down and suffering pain just to, get advantage, like, to get, to further your job, your task at hand, and, illustrates that with Ilmater prose, and he goes, you're absolutely deserving of any information you get. And I feel that your quest is going to be a success in Ilmater's eyes because of what you've done for him. Because of course, he's not offering you payment. He's like, but I think I found something.
Is it payment?
No, but it'll further you on to your final reward.
Dude, final reward sounds like death.
Right? Maybe he's more sinister than you think.
That's...
Most people are.
I was going to say, it's not just Erevar. I feel like most of the time priests in games, I'm always like, trust you. I wonder if that's because I don't trust them in real life, maybe. Like, I got no problem with the clergy or anything like that. Sorry.
Mitch is now saying he doesn't trust preach.
No,
preaching.
I grew up in the church. I've met some wonderful pastors and had some really neat things happen because of my influence in the church and things like that. But
There are some interesting things to talk about, like outside of game for this.
The church's
but
influence has done some really...
You were like
stuff
my
in
influence
this.
on the church.
Did I say that? Did I say
Yeah, I was like, wow, what do you do?
All right. So
Yeah,
then
now
he
that I've
says,
doubly screwed myself this string, my bad. Giving Dayton a run for his money this week.
but I think I found someone that might know some information about one of your missing people. She is going to be in the northwest corner of the square. Look for a dwarven woman, many layers of coats. Goes by Granny Stone.
G-R-E.
Granny. Granny.
Oh, they said Granny.
Granny Stone.
Northeast corner of the square.
You'll know her when you see her. I've already talked to her, so she'll be expecting you.
And who are we missing from the Cardinal Bond? I don't remember. So there's people missing from the party?
No.
In the
No.
group?
No, there's homeless people missing
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
that you're looking for.
Do you want to look over my notes?
Do you want to take some notes of your own?
No. That's the torch briefly. It's only the third week of our writing notes.
I like writing notes.
Yeah, see?
I think I'll keep my own notes even if you ever start note taking.
This is
Good.
what you should do.
That's what everyone should be doing.
That's what we were doing. As if you
I mean,
look
you've
back
got a
for-
book. It's somewhere.
It's right here. She's right.
Oh, you're
I
right.
need I need my own book.
But yeah, she
Who's
has my book.
is that book back there?
That's
That one's mine.
I told you.
I know. I'm writing Erevar's in the cork journal. Here.
Notebook's a notebook.
I tried to look for like a notebook that would like embody the summer Eladrin, and I couldn't find anything
you won't
nearly.
Find anything like that.
No, you could totally find something like that.
I didn't look too deep.
Hey, there's
But
some-
If you go,
Pictures in
the
here.
thing is, next time, it's coming up, the Renaissance Fair. There's those places
Yeah.
that have those leather embossed books, and you'll find one that has flames on it,
Need a
or
couple.
flowers that are all in bright colors.
This is a good notebook. Rofrost is speared to the deck.
Yeah, he did.
That's where I got this one.
Yeah,
It was
that's the
mainly
best
for the
place.
Dragonborn campaign. That's why the front has like
The dragon eye.
yeah.
Mhm.
These were
All
the
right.
guys we ran into and some Sahagin we fought.
So,
Those are
yeah, you got
Crazy.
you get pointed out to
It's cool.
Granny Stone.
Granny Stone.
Oh yeah, this guy. It was Lockbeard. He had a bunch of locks in his beard.
That's pretty good.
Maybe his eyebrow's too big. All right. So she's just supposed to give us more info.
She knows someone that went missing
Oh, okay.
that may be tied to the investigation you're doing
This is a
of
lot of maybes.
big men that were taken.
Top men.
Top men. No, these are big men. I mean, they may also have been tops, but
We need like a whenever we say something shitty, like an away message, just like
wah, wah. It's good. Good night, folks. Good night, folks. Look for prints. Found them.
please excuse
No.
us while we.
Fingerprints. I don't think so. Good
Such
night,
a-
folks.
Such a weird line. When you look back on it now, you're like, no way. Oh, and then you see it, you're like, no shit, they did do that. They went with it. All right, well, Granny Stone, I presume.
You haven't even gone anywhere yet.
Oh,
He's
You wanna go over there?
crazy.
I'm still a little blind.
You're talking to the halfling
I'm
like
still a little blind. I'm looking at Hodges. Granny Stone. We can make our way there. I mean, we don't. Are you guys missing magic and key and stuff like that? Should we take a
I'm
rest?
missing some key, but
We are, but
fine.
if we're just targeting people, we don't need that.
Well, we've said we don't need a rest before.
I think we're okay right now.
All right.
you don't want to give a person that's in the square an hour because then they may not be where
Yeah.
you said they were. So,
Let's go do that.
though I am saying that you also should start thinking about rest. You
But we
are
should
fully
rest
healed.
before we use like the information that we
Yes.
get.
Like, I'm fine. I just have hit points. I don't have to worry about anything else. But yeah, let's go talk to the stone grandma.
All right. You find Granny Stone. It's pretty easy.
She's a dwarf wearing a bunch of coats.
She's a dwarf wearing a bunch of coats. She is fairly old. Her hair is completely white, in kind of braids. So there's braids, but then it's unwashed hair. So it's starting to like cling together and get pretty big and bulky. And she's just pretty much taking
So
the.
she has like matted dreads, basically.
Yeah, I mean it's much thicker and coarser than that, and she just kind of braids the clumping hair together, and it's in like 3 braids. So there's one going down the back, and then 2 on the sides coming over. And she does have vests and coats and all these kind of things, like multi layers, and she's just kind of like puttering around. And she even has like backpacks and bags, sling bags and all these other like things, and they're at different levels. Like so. On the 3rd coat in, she'll have a bag, and then another couple coats in. So she's kind of like waddling around with just a bunch of stuff, like coats and layers and bags and
She needs
Picturing a
mental health
tiny
support.
Hagrid.
Tiny Hagrid. She doesn't have a beard. She's not one of those female dwarfs.
Wasn't Hagrid a tiny giant? Wasn't he like a really small?
Yeah, he was
Yeah, he
giant
was,
blooded. He's pretty much a Goliath,
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah.
half
But
giant.
he was like the smallest in his family, wasn't
Yeah.
he?
He was the runt. But she's going around, she's talking to people, like if people say they need things, she like shifts through all her stuff and will pull out something for them. You see that like this little area around her seems to be a community. Like these aren't newcomers or anything like that. These are people that have been here for a while, established people in the square. And you're approaching, and she kind of like looks up.
Do you want to talk?
As
Sure.
you probably should,
Yeah. So no, obviously,
unless you want to.
Unless I want to.
what is your?
You shouldn't either.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll greet her and introduce ourselves and explain what we're doing here, and then
All right. Hodges told me about you.
Yes, Hodges, the other small woman.
Brother Hodges?
I know. It's just funny to be a dick. My charisma is so high, I'm just messing around a little bit. Yes, we've heard that you're missing some of your flock, that they might be tied to the missing persons we were already investigating that might lead us further down our investigation.
Oh, yeah, he told me that you're looking for big men that were missing. And it made me think of Dram Porter.
Don't backseat drag my notes, bro.
Okay, gotcha.
Dram, he was a gentle giant, just the nicest man you'd ever meet.
Was he missing an arm?
No, he's missing entirely.
Yeah.
No, I know that. I was just be like, was he missing an arm?
Very nice. That's what I'll write. He's a very nice guy.
Well, that's what Granny Stone said. We don't know about Granny Stone's.
She could be crazy.
Nice. Yeah, right. She looks like she's crazy.
No reason not to trust her at this point.
That's true. Where was he last seen there, Granny Stone?
Well, right over there, but he hasn't been around for a couple weeks, so other folks have moved in. But I took his possessions. I didn't want them just getting snapped up by other folks, so I kept him safe.
Well, I don't care to schnab them, but do you think we could take a look at them for clues?
All right, because you're looking like you might be able to find him, or at least find out what happened to him, and justice is justice. Let me look around here. And she starts, like, pulling out stuff from various pockets and bags and areas and things, and kind of like
very specific question for me too at the end. I'm ready for this.
Laying them on the ground. And she lays out several things, like, gloves and some twine, not red, just like a big ball of twine. It looks like it has a fishing hook on the end, and it's all kind of dirty and matted for half of it, so it's like a tackle set.
The red twine was for offerings,
for
right?
ill matter. They wore them to show that they got help.
That's right.
So
okay,
and to spread his cause. Like a fishing twine, like basically a tackle, a very rudimentary tackle, hook and tackle set for fishing. Gloves, just some ratty leather gloves. Some of the fingers are missing. A tinder box, which is empty. Just random stuff here and there. One of the most interesting things that comes out is a little wooden token.
Perfect. Didn't we find a fishing kit someplace else as well? Didn't we find a fishing kit in the flesh golem's cell? No. Where did we find a fishing kit before?
A fishing kit? Are you talking about the twine?
No. I feel like we found a fishing pole or something somewhere. No, am I making that up? Maybe that was something we could have bought.
I think it's something that was on like the buying thing, but you might even be going back to the Huffers, because like the Huffers, they were living down. They had fishing poles set up and things like that.
That's fine. So what does the token look like?
You pick it up. It's a little wood carved token. It looks like, for you, it looks like a gambling chit. It's very much a
token, like a chip.
A chip.
Vegas chip, yeah.
Carved. It has, some horrible lacquer on it to try to do the checkered pattern around the outside. But in the middle, it has a tankard. And like at first, you're holding it up, and you're like, it's a tankard, and it looks like there's a ball at the end of it, like in the top of the tankard. And she's like looking over at what you're picking up. She's like, "Oh, right," and she like takes it from you and then twists it around. And goes, "Someone came by and gave him a couple of these. They're Drake tokens from some tavern down the way. The Tankard Bell." And as you're looking at it now, upside down, it's a tankard,
It's
upside down with that striker in the thing.
Gotcha.
He gave it to me as thanks, but I haven't drank in 100 years, so I was just keeping it for him. When he came back, I didn't want him to get too sloshed. He took one of his own, I guess.
I'll take it back from myself. You haven't had a drink since you were 1. Naughty.
What's the bar called?
The Tankard Bell.
Would you happen to know where the Tankard Bell is?
Wouldn't have a clue. As I said, I don't drink no more.
Okay,
Should
that's
ask
still a good
her.
plan.
She.
You can ask her.
I want to double check that. Like, is this the only big male that you know has gone missing, or is there anybody else that comes to mind?
The only one of this neighborhood.
Like big male. Is this the only big male that has gone
But then she'll talk about like a couple other people. None of them by name. They're all by nicknames. Like, oh, there was this guy, and he came for a couple days and went missing, and she doesn't even say went missing, but like went along his way and this and that. She'll talk about other large humans, but you also don't know what she considers large because she is a dwarf.
I guess I could have said similar build to Dram.
She'll mention a couple other people. They are nicknames and people that she's like literally just attributing attributes to in her own way. She didn't know them on a personal basis.
Where was he last seen? Like when
Here.
and where?
Yeah, right over there.
Right in his spot?
A couple weeks ago.
Did he disappear in the night and he was gone in the morning?
He had his soup for the night, and then he said that he was heading out for a little recreation, and never saw him again.
So maybe he
Tanker Bell
disappeared
is
from
probably.
Excuse me.
So I'll ask her
Bless you.
a different
That
question.
was
I'll
a
say,
sneeze.
Granny Stone, are those bags full of things that you've found over your years?
Things that I've accumulated.
There happen to be any rings?
I'm drinking like you. That and I spit like natural line. I was like getting my saliva glands, and it's not going good with this accent.
I'm excited. Granny Stone's got a lot of spittle. Are there any rings banging around in any of those bags?
It's like airplane drinking problems right now. What the hell does that mean?
Are you? So I'm just asking a GM question.
Sure.
Are you looking something specifically from Dram, or are you just looking for any ring?
I'm looking for rings that have symbols on the top of them, like signet rings that she might have found anywhere, because those will help my forgery kit.
Yeah. Go ahead and make me a persuasion to convey your desire to her subtly.
I subtly convey 26 points worth of desire
Okay.
her way.
No, she doesn't have any signet rings. She does like say that she has some rings from this and that, and an old wedding ring and this, but they don't sound like anything she's willing to part with. And she doesn't seem like the kind of person that is bought.
No, that's
You
fine.
need other
She wants to
motives.
trade, yeah.
It's not trade, but it's like she's holding these things for very sentimental value, and she has no other needs.
Yeah. All right, that's fine. It was a shot in the dark, but I figured
No, that's
a
a
collector
good
might have some stuff floating around.
Inspiration. That's a good
Can
one.
we take a quick little break?
We are,
All right.
because after like you've got some new information, and like I just wanted you to finish out the questioning. And I think you're done with her, unless anyone else has anything to ask.
No.
You have this new lead, this Tankard Bell, to go check out.
Well, my last question would be, where can we get some twine? The red twine.
Oh, Brother
Yeah.
Hodges. He
Can't
probably
you just
already.
go up to the fountain in the square or whatever? Is it just hanging from that?
Sure, that's a cool thing. Inspiration. I don't know if I said that, but if you remembered it, then good for you. If you made it up on your own, good for you. Either way.
Because I think
Your
that if
edition,
we,
you did say
because
that.
I was
Yep.
going to say, I think that if
Well,
we go
you
to
marked their
the,
edition, so.
if we go to the Tankard Bell with
She
those
now has
on, they
10.
might,
I do.
they may
Yeah, that's-
give us like an advantage to talking about the people from Dram.
Yeah, but I also feel like if we have the twine, we're kind of like posing, like, because we're not suffering. It's for people
Well,
seeking
maybe
aid.
that's true. Maybe we can like, I don't want to say strip somebody. Maybe we can take someone down to beggar-looking status with that.
Huh? Okay. So you've got the information, you got the next thing, you can go get some twine. And Brother Hodges will even give you better twine, like the like he will give you personally because of what you did for the shrine. So it's not just the twine that's hanging from that for anyone.
Mhm.
He'll give you like nice
I think we
twine.
should take the twine from
Yeah,
anyone,
whatever.
Especially if we're going to look like we're suffering.
But we'll talk about plans and
because
what
it's
you're doing
gone.
next
Yeah.
after this break. Thanks everyone for watching. Even if you're watching quietly, we do interact with chat if you do want to chat us up. But we're going to take a quick break. Yeah.
Sweet.
But we're going to take a quick break. I'm gonna roll an ad. If you came in watching an ad, you're not going to see anything. We're going to still be here. You can still ask us questions if you want and hang out. If not, you're going to see an ad. We appreciate you being here and watching, but we don't blame you if you're going to ditch on us during the break or don't want to watch the ad, that's cool.
And we use most of the money we get from donations and ads and stuff to re-up, so we have drank it before, but really we go out and get more, cameras and lights and things
We
like that.
have drank it.
We did it once. The first
little-
donation we got from Wolfmaster, we did go have a drink on him.
When I got the first donations and bits rolling in, I made shirts for everyone and
That's
our
true.
top donors.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
but yeah, we are here. We will answer questions. If you're here,
Okay.
if you have questions about Dungeons and Dragons, about GMing, about your campaign, I have a lot of experience. My players some of them are new. If you want to ask them questions about being a new player and running stuff, you can ask them. They also, a lot of them have a lot of experience or knowledge of the background of D&D, even if they did or did not play. So feel free to interact. We do interact back. So we'll be right back. And we lost the 2 viewers that were not us.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
It was 1,
no, she's sort of still
1,
on
2,
it.
3. I never count as a viewer.
I'm curious to see his channel point stuff, because...
Yeah, did you see it? Here. This is what it does.
Well, yeah, but so unlock a random sub emote, is that from, just some random channel?
No, I'm guessing it's the channel you're watching.
But you
so,
only have one sub emote,
I only
and I have it, so...
yeah. But if you were watching,
choose
Geeks
an
and
emote
Sundry,
to unlock, is that also from the channel, or is
from the
that...
channel. If you were watching Geeks and Sundry and you watched long enough, but you're not spending money, you could go, I want the D20 one, I want the D1 one, whatever it is.
But I'm saying I'm at 880 at 900. Modify a single emote. I'm like, so can I modify Devil Mitch and do something?
Check that.
That's why I'm waiting. I'm like, ooh, I'm 20 points away. That's 5 more minutes.
Nice. This is a cool thing.
And every now and then, for
talking
you,
in
it
sub-chat.
doesn't because you're the owner. But every once in a while, it gives me points. Okay, so it just gave me that.
Bing.
Like my Pac-Man shirt, really?
Oh, yes.
There you go.
It's not showing you right now, but every once in a while, it'll appear just a little green gift, and you click on it, and that gives you 100 points.
Ah, that's really cool. Really cool, Twitch. Really cool. What you doing over there?
Oh, it's gonna die.
It's blinking. Do you need...
If you have a wall thing.
do you have the cable?
Yeah, it's a USB.
The battery... Mitch had the battery. Yeah. Just plug it in. So there's 2. Just plug the USB in there.
Okay.
When you plug it into your thing, you need to hit this button to start it charging.
I just lost 3 pounds from peeing. Just one of those, didn't feel that bad until I started, and I was like, I'm going to be here for a while. There you go, stream, just for you. Stream about my stream.
Stupid.
Sorry for it.
This.
Oh,
So we can charge it.
I mean, see it so bad, but I have to be careful while I wait for mine.
Oh, not worth the chance,
Taylor had an issue with that once.
I know. It's the story that haunts me. When I quit because I was gonna start looking.
When I started smoking when I was working at Thirsties, she's like, because I told her, I was like, hey, I got it. And she's like, that's cool, you don't have anything to worry about. And I was like, there's a little button right here. See that?
Didn't I hit it?
Nope, right here. There you go. So she's like, yeah, just go for it. Blah, blah. And then she later she kind of got mad because she couldn't do it. But Taylor and I met. We both used to smoke a lot.
Yeah.
And so I was doing it and she couldn't. She was kind of bummed about it. But then later she was kind of throwing that back where she's like, let's not have another family situation. And I was like, okay, well, my only job is at the bar,
Yeah.
but
they're also not gonna hair test you at whatever job you take
not
unless
at
you
all.
took a private.
no.
Wait,
You know
what? Where?
Actually, so get this shit. This is crazy. So, Delano is going into nursing. She has to drug test every semester, and then while she's working twice a year, working for TUSD, there's no fucking drug test.
Yeah,
So they
because
can't afford
have you met any
I have.
science teacher ever.
Right?
Like
That's
every
gonna be me.
hippie
Yeah, but I'm not-
science teacher, like health teacher, nature teacher, like yeah.
Nature, I never took that class.
I had natural sciences. Yeah.
I was gonna say
An earth science.
Earth science. That was it. That was it.
Naturalists.
Unnatural sciences sounds like my shit.
Chemistry. I mean, that's sort of natural, but you really start mixing things together that would never touch each other in the real world. That's what makes it fun. Chemistry's crazy.
I didn't take chemistry until college.
I never did chemistry. Luckily, I'll be teaching it soon to children. Not really.
You teach
Chemistry
chemistry
is
yourself?
difficult.
See
Actually,
if it
the
works.
6th.
What'd you do?
If you're interested.
Oh my god, that's fucking amazing.
How did you do that?
That is amazing.
What the fuck is that?
Yes, that's reindeer Mitch. That is Rudolph
That is
Mitch.
inspiration.
Oh my god, inspiration for figuring that out, man.
That's awesome.
So he's noticing this thing. So what this thing is the longer you watch a channel, any channel, you can gain points. So if you're watching a channel that you don't subscribe to, you don't follow. You can start getting these points. And the longer you watch, you can start unlocking things which are features that normally only subscribers and that kind of get to. You can unlock an emote, you can, from that channel, you can do other things. Send a message if it's subscriber only channel, like you have to subscribe to say something. But one of them is modify an emote. And like, how the fuck do you modify an emote? That's how you modify an emote. Holy crap. That's amazing.
This is core idea. Most of this is for most grades.
That is amazing. Wileyverse Devil Mitch Reindeer is what that is. Devil Mitch Reindeer. Oh, that's fantastic.
And I can keep doing it too.
Every week. Every Friday I'm going to blow something.
Did it cost you points? Like it took your points away, right?
I did, but I mean, I'm just saying.
Once you get back again?
I have the email.
Oh yeah, you have that emote now. Like, I wonder if I have that emote now.
Predict how forces act. Fucking blow it up.
I do not have that
Then you have
emote.
Damn,
other
not
stuff
even
I've gotta
like-
get
Like,
into.
it's just for you. That's
Radiation from the sun
badass.
provides energy. So
Oh,
it's like
good for
solar
you,
panels,
Twitch. That is amazing.
And like animals and plants growing and things like that.
You should
Like,
go
I mean,
on
I have
that
enough
day,
points. I can
blowing
modify the
Mitchell.
emote.
And it's only gives you certain options.
Ooh.
You can't
Say
say
that, obviously. But
I flip it back and forth.
my reward every Friday for
Grayscale
students
it,
that have
put
been
the
paying
range
attention
down.
to
Do that.
and
Yes.
stuff like that. Is that every
it's
Friday
the wrong
even
way.
if it's just
I know.
like even if it's just
Aw.
tectonics, and I get a fish tank.
Oh,
and I
that
drill a
is
small
kind of
hole in it,
perfect,
and I
like
attach
right
a
on his
bicycle
chin.
pump, and
But
fill it with dirt
Saying
and
it has
water.
It's
probably the
this.
next
Just by
best
pumping
one.
it up, you'll see, and that little separation will show the separation in the layers of dirt.
check it.
This is getting fun.
Check
Oh,
it.
see, here's
I
what I was
want an
talking about,
emote
Wiley.
for Christmas, guys.
Wiley, look.
I want my own.
See, all
We
of a
have to
sudden,
have more
Yeah,
people.
under-
We only get
and I
one
click it, and then-
emote right now.
Yeah.
And Wiley chose to cut out a horrible picture of me.
That was is the best. That's the best choice. That was
It
the
really
best
is.
choice.
And we've had fun with it ever since.
Are those on ours then?
no.
Yeah, if you're a subscriber, you have it.
Well,
Oh wait, no, you don't have these new ones.
Yeah, we can't
But
let that
that's-
stuff.
you have Devil. You have Devil Mitch.
You do have Devil Mitch
I
as a
do.
subscriber.
I mean, your points
check it.
might be going up though.
You get that one for
Where do you
being.
know your points?
They're in the bottom corner.
How do those
You're
go
at
up?
340 right
Just
now.
watching.
Every 5 minutes you get like another 20
Oh, so
points, and then every once in a while this will turn into like a little green thing.
Am I still?
yeah, I got
click it,
one.
you
I
get
got plus
100
100.
points.
I got 100 points.
And once you get to 900, you can go to the modify section and
Fuck
you can
yeah.
unlock.
I'm going to be watching some Barbie Bumper Boat tonight while I'm.
So is my face like still?
Mhm.
Like is this side much bigger than this side?
The left side?
I didn't
I
see
noticed
this
it
much.
today,
Even
like-
today when you were pointing it out, I
Oh,
didn't
because then
see it
your
that
tooth all
much.
fucked up?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
They pulled
I mean,
the
if it
chunk
is
of leftover
barely, like, it's
wisdom
not-
tooth
this
out of
is-
his
noticeable.
jaw.
Oh, they did take it out?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Did you see the X-ray of it? Holy shit!
Did you see the actual piece?
Uh-uh.
No,
You have it with you?
I don't have it with me. I have a picture of it. I should have asked to take it.
I was upset.
No.
I was upset when they didn't give me the option to take my wisdom teeth.
Well, so apparently that's a thing now, and I don't know if it's here or not. But since that is literally yours, your property, they can't just choose to throw it away, even though it's bio waste or anything like that. Like, so in some states, like they have to ask you
Yeah.
to throw it away, or if you want to keep it.
I think they asked me.
back in the day when they took my appendice out in Hong Kong, And they're like, "Do you want to keep it?" I was like, "No."
What? Why would you not keep it?
Nowadays, I'm like, I would totally keep that and be like, I just keep that on a shelf somewhere.
That's crazy because your appendix is just like was in the trash somewhere or whatever they do.
People
They
be
burn
like,
them
"What
all.
is that gross looking thing?" I'm like, "That's my appendix. Gotta take it out when I'm 10 years
That's
old."
my insides on my outside. All right, so you guys have gotten new information. You're out in the square, the Shrine of Suffering, but you're trying to go. You need to plan what your next move is. So,
What time is
and
it?
you also it's late afternoon.
Okay, so we still have some time to do some investigating before we have to worry about arrest.
Is the Tinkered
Absolutely.
Bell a place to stay too? Could we get a room there?
You have no idea. You don't know anything about it.
That's where
You
I'm
need to
leading
find
we need
information
to start
about
go
it.
asking around and see
So-
what people have heard or
And
if
how you're
anyone
going to
knows.
approach it, like if you're going to be wearing twine, if you're not going to be wearing twine, all that kind of stuff. But you need information outside of everything, like what the Tinkered Bell is, where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Let's split up so we can ask more people.
Shut up.
or you can
Well,
go
it's
back.
not a joke.
It's not a terrible idea
It's
right
not
now.
a- it's
like,
not a
we're,
joke.
We're just in the
but
city.
you're also equidistant from both the Faded Sign and the Blushing Mermaid, and bars no other bars. So,
Was it-
while you're sitting down and talking about what you're going to do next, that could be a long rest if you're in a relaxing atmosphere.
Were we half a day from the Faded Sun? How far away were we?
The entire city is only a mile across, so you're not a half a day from anything in Baldur's
I was
Gate.
just making sure the Shrine of
Yeah.
Suffering is still in town.
Like, the Faded Sign is here, and the Shrine of Suffering is like here, a couple blocks over. Like,
throw a handful of silvers
Where's
away from us so we
No.
can escape.
escape.
Where's his Erevar's like whatever contact that we keep going to is at the mermaid.
Yes.
Ms. Lowe's at the Mermaid.
So why don't I go with him to the mermaid and you take Maeve to this
You
Faded
don't
Sign?
have to go with me.
Oh, why the hell I'm with you?
We're gonna go to the Faded Sign to learn where the Tinkered Bell is.
Yeah.
Or anything you know that anyone knows
the
about.
Faded Sign
Like
is
we're
a
both
Cardinal
gonna go
Bond
and
bar.
try to get information about this place.
That's fine, but I don't feel comfortable being alone.
You don't feel comfortable with?
Just kidding.
No.
I mean, you don't have to split up.
You could say no.
Because
I
there's
just don't-
also, like, Arya could be there, and she's your client at the moment, and you can talk to her about what's going
Well,
on.
and she probably wouldn't charge us for that info because it's for her.
Oh, also, you
we
guys
have
got
we have
stuff?
surplus right now. Of
Yeah,
points
you
with
guys
her.
got stuff.
She owes us right now.
You guys got stuff from the heist that you still haven't gotten identified or checked if there was even magical,
Did you write that stuff down?
because she,
That was
like...
before I was taking notes.
Oh.
It was several bottles of wine that were very
I was like,
fancy.
those are in Mitch's notes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And there's a couple other things. You got stuff from the gargoyles, the gargoyle fight.
Yeah. Crap.
Why don't we just all go to the Blushing Mermaid?
Okay.
You're buying.
No. Hard no. I would like to get some healing potions though.
Well, I mean, the Mermaid's not really a store as much
No,
as
I
it
know
is a
that. I'm
bar.
just
But
saying,
we can
in
go
general, I
to
do
we
wanna-
can go to the market. I'm down for that too. We all
Let's
have a lot
go
of money
shopping.
Yeah. You don't want to go to the underseller market.
right now. No.
You'll want to go to something around you, which you can also find and probably learn where it's at the Mermaid.
That's true.
And for a small surcharge, you could probably hire someone to go buy you the potions and bring them back to you at the Mermaid.
I don't like surcharges.
I don't like spending money.
But you also don't like doing shit for yourself, so...
That's not true. I keep trying to do stuff by myself and no one will let me.
Fired.
Alright, so you head to...
Password 66666.
Maybe.
I have to change my password.
The password for the atmosphere.
Because it used to be.
No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 was
That was 1, 2, 3, 4.
last-
I don't even think there was a 5 on it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was just
No,
1,
it
2,
was
3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's the same...
Well, because the old
Same one
iPhones,
on
it
my
was
phone.
only a 4-number
Yeah,
password. And so
but we're
then-
talking about Spaceballs.
Yeah, but the last two was 66, and then when they extended it to 6, I was like, well, I don't want a new password, so I just did the last number. But
Actually, when they did mine, it was like I put the same 4 numbers in, and then the first 2 numbers again, so it just stays like I'm not adding anything to it. Here you go.
mine's pretty close, but it's not exactly that.
Yeah, because I don't,
Do you
like...
like the rest?
Mine's not for
Yeah.
security, like...
You good over there?
I don't
really,
want
it's
it on,
just-
but it made me put it on when I added my card
Yeah.
because I never had a password.
So.
It's a great. Oh, it's raspberry. You're right.
Oh, I'll take
Say
a.
grape.
I was going to say grapefruit. But I
Yeah,
didn't
just
say-
grab one for everyone at this point. He likes raspberry.
Cool. There's mango.
Yep.
Mango.
Mongo.
Mongo meantime.
Did we just drink all of it? Did you get another case of white?
6. There were 6.
Oh,
There's
six.
12
There's
total.
all the mangoes.
Oh,
Alright.
that's right.
Right? It was only 6.
Slack.
6-pack?
Right, 6 mangoes, but I also had 6 of the random flavor
From before or after?
that I brought.
Okay. Oh,
I brought
from the,
12 total.
that were rejected
That,
from
that were
Jared's
returned to
party.
me from
Okay.
Jared.
So you guys go to the Blushing Mermaid.
Oh, so you brought a 6-pack and had a 6-pack already. Gotcha. That's what it was.
You go to the Blushing Mermaid, and it's almost like normal.
There's Bud Light.
Arya is not there at the moment. Mizla is
Mizla. Mizla is Mizla.
Mizla is Mizla. Mizla is there. Also, what's his face? Handsome Jack, like the horrible looking halfling.
Oh,
You said it's
damn it,
nighttime
what is
or
his
it's like
name?
almost
It's late
late
afternoon.
afternoon? Would Britra know?
She's at the Faded Sign,
Yeah,
and you could go
decided
ask
not
her.
to. That's what I was saying. You were going to go to the Faded Sign and talk to Britra.
Oh, I can't do anything right.
I mean,
At least you can
We're all
admit
at the
it.
mermaid.
you're all at the Mermaid. It's fine. Yeah, Mizla's there. The other normal crew is there. You walk in. She greets you. You know, have a seat. Be right with you.
Did I get that one tankard thing?
What one? The tankard.
The one that like you can drink and not get drunk?
No one said they were buying anything down there except for him and
Yeah.
Maeve.
I bought something.
Why
I
would
thought
you want that?
I thought we just got it from one of our.
No, that was an option.
No,
to
someone
buy.
asked what it was.
Okay.
It's the stern-faced mug that they were selling it down the undercellar.
Before
they
we
were selling
went
it.
down into that cave, he said out loud, like, that's something you probably wanted.
Yeah.
Was that cup that would not get you drunk.
But do you?
It's still
feel
down
good?
there, like
you just
you
don't
could-
get hammy.
No, it just doesn't get you drunk.
That sounds boring.
Right. But
Unless
for
you're having a
him,
drinking
It's
contest.
like drinking O'Doul's.
yeah,
But if you're having a drinking contest and they're pouring the same liquor into your drink, that's something Arovar would do.
yep.
Or something that...
There's something very specific I didn't put in that list that I think is way, way understated, way too cheap.
There were a
and
couple...
it's loaded dice, magical dice that you can literally just say you can just decide what it lands on every time you roll it. I'm like,
Well, that was like
that
those,
was way too cheap in this.
those bone dice that Xernax had. He never asked what they
You
did.
never
He just
figured
used
out what
them.
they did.
He used them to gamble, though, and they were fairly successful, but I never asked on purpose. Xernax didn't like that. Like,
I can tell you what they did.
I don't want to hear. Xernax liked the
Tell them to
superstition of them. They were magic.
They were absolutely magic.
Yeah, don't ask, don't tell.
I
That's
want
it.
to know.
I'll tell you
Talk
later.
about it later, yeah. Because Xernax might not be gone. We might play him again someday.
Robert.
Where he was at.
So Mrs. there. She's running around giving people drinks. What's his face? The ugly halfling is there.
What did... It's in my notes, too. I don't remember what that guy's name is.
I would love to say his name and get inspiration, but I just don't know right now.
Is it Steve? Is that what we call him? I'm just kidding. Was it Steve, perchance? Steve. I'm not a waterbed dwelling man.
I can't put it. I'm not gonna look it up, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, it was like... We called him like Wall Face or something like that.
Oh, it's-
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah, he's horrible looking.
Yeah.
Wall face.
Taser face. So eventually you'll get served. You're still up in the top room, unless you want to ask to be moved to one of the private
Not
rooms.
yet.
But there's no one sponsoring you at the moment, so you'd have to pay for it. But Mizla stops by, brings you your usuals, and says, you know, what's going on? And oh, sorry, for the folks who don't, Mizla is a half-drow,
Super
Barkeep.
casual.
super cash.
What's going on?
And I always call her an old hag when I see her, even though she's fairly attractive.
Miz.
About the same as
Mizla.
This is the old hag. We're looking for a bar, someplace a little more reputable that serves a strong Christopher drink, and I'll fling the token to her. I like to ping stuff at people.
She snatches it on like the second, showing her dexterity and nimbleness. Looks it up. Never seen one of these tokens before. What did you say the name of the place was?
The Tankard Bell, somewhere outside of Bran. Right?
No, that's that guy's name.
That was the guy's name.
It's in the city.
Oh,
It's in the
Dran
city.
is the guy that's missing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, it's inside the
He
city.
goes, oh, okay. Yeah, I think I've heard of it. It's in the hangars.
That's underneath the steps, right?
Do you want to ask her what that is? Or do you say that?
Do we know what that means?
No, the hangars is beneath the steps, isn't it? Or am I wrong about that?
What's the steps?
The steps is the... Aren't the steps the space between the main city and the upper city?
He's just making
Like
shit
if we
up
headed
now.
north... No, what was the name... Hang on, what was the name of the rich district that we went to?
The upper city?
The upper city. Wasn't the space in between the lower and the upper called the steps? Am I making that up?
Are you
All right,
talking
cool.
about the? You're talking about the.
The undercellar?
No, that's
or-
beneath.
It's
I
called
don't-
the shears or something like that. The
No.
sliver. The fuck.
Wow.
Everyone,
Now-
let's make up names.
Now I'm curious.
It's funny, this is the third time I'm like, I'm not going to take the notes in. You can do it. Now we're like, what are in
Yeah.
the notes? What are the notes? Like, we can't remember a guy's name. We can't remember the name of a place. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Okay, just to be
Okay.
clear, everything that you can't
Hey,
remember is in
tabletop.
our notes.
What's
I know
up?
that. That's what
What's
I'm saying.
going on? We were just talking
Hey,
about
tabletop.
we're talking about your dice sponsorship.
It's pretty cool.
Thanks for dropping by.
We keep trying to get sponsored by
one-
White Claw, but
yep.
I guess they're really busy.
Have you seen this modified emotes thing that they do now? Oh my god.
I think it's just
We're
for
having
the
so much
Christmas
fun.
season.
Well, those are the modifications you can do, but this new chat system is a permanent thing.
Oh, cool.
Nice. So nice.
I don't know if we can do that.
No, I mean, we can't sponsor them, but if you need any help finding sponsors, I mean, we can certainly do. Like, I have a
We're
friend
not sponsored
that
by
works.
Circle K Coffee.
I have a friend that works
Like Circle K
for
sponsor it.
D&D Dice, I think. So one of the bartenders at Kane's Crown, like, knew that I did this. Like, watched me like play D&D even at the bar with like Robert and Galen. Always thought it was so weird, and even like came by and watched us do a game one night. And then out of the blue, like months later, he's like, "Oh yeah, my sister runs one of those gaming stores."
That's pretty cool. The Mighty Fruitzilla.
Oh, that's so cool. Where is that from? Was that one of your emotes, or is that from another channel? That's pretty badass.
I think you're thinking of one of the areas that we had to go down when we were getting that. Because you know how we explained like all the
Okay,
different...
hold on. The 70.
No.
70, let me find 70. 70, yes. So, the steps, you are right.
Ah.
The steps is where Helnia's hideout was.
Yeah. But
That's
it's
where-
between the lower city and the upper city.
It's
isn't it?
one of the lower city districts, but yes, it is
You have to
up
cross
against...
the steps to get to
to
the,
get to
yes.
the
Okay,
gates
so I
to the
didn't
upper
make that
city.
shit up.
Right.
All right.
But the hangars is not there. The hangars is in Heapside, which is right next to where you're... Actually, nope. It's in the same districts that the Blushing Mermaid is.
Okay, cool.
So, the hangars is one...
Damn.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Jesus. That's awesome. You got your 200, like, piece of candy. So, look at them all checking.
That's pretty close. Yep, I just got mine right now, too.
That is a cool emote. We're still in the process of trying to unlock more emote slots, and I don't even know what I'm going to do with them. So she says the hangars is a street along the wall, the northern wall of the city. They call it the hangars because a whole bunch of businesses started building on top of other businesses that were against the wall, and they literally anchored their buildings to the wall. So, like, there's a whole bunch of stairs and steps and, planks that go up, but it's almost like 3, 4, 5-story buildings because they just built up the wall. And that's why it's called the hangars, because there's hanging buildings there.
That's the one you did. The one with the sunglasses.
I mean,
Yep.
you guys already did the Christmas stuff.
We looked at that one. If it was the other way, if they
Well, you
opposited
can
it.
sled spin, but you couldn't spin and put the sunglasses on. I couldn't do both.
No, yeah. No. But they should have been able to spin the sunglasses so it was going the other way. But that still looks great. So the Hangars is pretty much a single street, a district along the wall of Baldur's Gate.
And she thinks the Tinker Bell is there.
That's where, yeah, she's like, yep, I know that's where that bar is.
Sweet.
Make a persuasion to see, just, she's kind of busy, how much she wants to talk about this.
Oh, shit.
No.
17.
She's like, yeah, like, the district's known for its nightlife, though it has some good businesses there during the day. I don't go there too often, though I have bought a dress or two from some of the seamstresses that work there.
Okay. Then I'd probably ask her about the red twine. Has she seen people there from the...
There, like, I don't go there too often, but, I mean, if you're wearing red twine, then...
Wed twine.
Red twine. If you're wearing red twine, then, you're either...
The reason that we did.
I found a reason.
Then, you're just pretty much advertising that you got no money.
Gotcha.
That's her take on it.
No, I got you. Is that reason to start over a new song?
Mm-hmm.
That's my Pee Pee Poo Poo song.
What?
When he's like, I found a reason for pee to change who I used to be. A reason to start over poo. And the reason is poo. And like, but...
Is there such thing as dispiration?
De-inspiration? Yeah, I can take inspiration.
Alright, let's go.
I mean,
Well, did
Yeah?
you still want
What
to
do
go
you-
to... I mean, we know where I know where it is now. Did you want to do anything first? Do you want to go to the store?
I feel like I'll do that tomorrow in the daytime.
you guys can all hit a short rest as you've, like, sat here, drank, waited. Remember, if you want to store, you can just recover key, but if you want to store key, it'll still be up. Calm down.
I gotta get my channel points.
What does this say? Okay, it says recover key face up, so I just hit that.
Okay, you hit that. So you've recovered...
And then it says monk, hit die 1d.
Wait. Yeah, you can spin hit dice, but you're at full hit points.
What's
did
hit
you...
die?
It
says
I'll tell you later when
Another
there's...
time?
Yeah.
Okay.
1d8 plus 2. That's your
So, how many key did you have left?
I had this many key left. Hold on.
Because you should store those because you're going to recover all your key at a short rest. You should always store whatever you have left over before you short rest.
Good,
Oh,
none left.
no, I have all of them left, which shouldn't be right. I think I used 3, so I would have 2 left.
So, store those last 2 in any way you want, either for temporary hit points or just store them to take them.
Well, because my amulet's full.
No, you used it.
No, I did not.
Did she have so many key points?
I have so many key points. I never hit, so I'll just start.
Okay,
I keep
so-
3 in.
So
Okay.
then use them as temporary hit points. So how many do you have left? 2?
I had 2, yes.
Yeah. So hit your short rest,
Did that.
and then add. I think it's 5 per key.
That's your hit
So
die.
add no. Look at the amulet.
The amulet has 3 in it.
Yeah. But look what it says. How many temporary hit points do you get per key?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I think it's 5.
The halfling's name is something that like his
Maximum
name
amount of
'cause you
points
don't
that can
want
be
to look
stored at
him,
any one
right?
time is equal to half the monk's level rounded up.
Mm-hmm.
As an action, the monk may blah blah blah. Blue blue.
And the
Yes,
next
5.
section. Okay. So now, since you're taking 2 key and turning them into temporary hit points, add 10 temporary hit points to your total. So
I see.
hit your little hit point area, add 10. So you essentially have a 10 hit point shield around you right now.
Ooh.
Oh, it's green.
And it all, it's all fancy.
Mm-hmm.
This game is fun.
And so like that amulet, and that's only like, so there's 3 levels of that amulet. That amulet is, it's not an artifact, but it is a potent magic item, and it keeps getting better the longer it's attuned to you.
Yeah.
It's going to give you more options of what to do with your key between sessions or during short rests. Okay, so you guys have all taken a short rest. You've reset your stuff. You've gotten some spell slots back. You got your hit points back. I mean, you already had that from Brother Hodges. You got some uses of abilities back, but you haven't, like, I mean, you were attacked. Some spell slots are missing. Maeve is not 100% because she doesn't get spell slots back from short rests.
From what I could tell, neither did I. I just
No,
did the
no,
short
you
rest
don't.
button.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that was right.
And just remember, you have to hit it twice. The short rest button. You have to hit it, and then it says confirm. And
Yeah.
you have to hit it again. Okay. All right. So, just know that, like, your spellcaster people are not back to full strength.
Pussies.
Sorry. But are you going to go down to the hangars? And how are you going to approach it? And what you going to
Do
do?
you still want to go to the store? Is what I was asking. You were talking about going and buying health potions. And
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
you could totally get that.
I mean, I would like to do that, but it's whether it's before or after, it doesn't matter.
You can find a place, like Mizla can point you to a place, like, on the way
Oh, you
that
were
will
saying you
have
want
it.
to do it tomorrow on the day.
Yeah, I mean, if nobody else is getting anything, then I don't.
Everyone should buy healing
Well, I was
potions.
gonna say we can always look. Yeah.
If you guys, I don't care. I'm impartial.
I think the point is, like, we could just head to the Tankard Bell right now. Like,
I just
we
want
don't-
those potions for when we finally like get into like the nitty gritty of
What
this
if we get
adventure.
into a giant fight at the Tankard Bell?
I'll be fine.
All
So
let's
be
go.
it.
I have 48 hit points.
And Maeve is...
You're
Most of her
talking like a
spells are
barbarian
gone.
now.
She only has, like, 3 spell slots
Let's
left.
just go to the Tankard Bell.
So...
Get tanked to go to
Minerva is
the.
always down for a drink, but you buzzes.
I did
against
it.
This.
Nice.
So you guys head to the hangars.
Quick little.
The hangars are, aptly named. This place is built on layers. So, there's an old building, and then they just built other buildings on top of the old building. So everywhere you're walking, there's multi-stories around you, and the buildings are not the same. They're not like, you can go on the first floor here, and it's owned by the same people, or it's the same thing. You just move your way up. No, that is a completely separate person's building on the second floor and the third floor, and that's why there's these stairs and planks and walkways that go between these things and
Is this where
over
we got
you and
into
around
that
you.
Fight with Helmir?
I mean, no, but the yes, because the entire city is like that.
Oh, okay.
That is just the way you walk around. Like, they just, this was a sleepy village, and then it became a bustling city, so they just built the only way they could, because they built a wall around this place up. And so everything's stacked like that, and when you get to this area, they built up, and it was so precarious because things were built against the wall that once they started building up, they literally anchored it to the wall. There's chains and things like hooked in. So
There's a bar up there.
there's bars, there's all kinds of stuff, but the bar is actually first floor. But the reason this is called the hangars is because there's small buildings, like as deep as just this room and the next room, that have been built on top of even like smaller buildings. But they could build bigger buildings if they just anchored
Yeah,
and they went up instead of putting supports down into the streets.
makes sense.
So, like, this place is, like, on this side, on the right side, as you're walking into it, along the wall, it's looming over you as it went up and kept itself to the wall. You can hear creaking as it's getting colder into the night, and the mist is
It's so
seeping in. The mist.
It's so misty out here. Misty, misty.
The mist is, yeet,
Hey.
100 bits, the yeet girl. Yeet.
It's the first time I've ever done that.
Yeah,
Bits are cool.
Dayton used to do it to beat anybody. So let's see.
Because someone would get 500 bits, he's like, and because it put your
501
name,
bits.
like it put your name at the top somewhere, and so he'd be like, no, I'm gonna be at the top.
Well, because
Now I have
it
another little badge.
shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
You have
your
the bits
that's
badge.
The number one, yeah.
It would show like the number one
Yep.
next to the name, so I'd be like, no, like, fuck that, I'm number one.
So, this is getting into night, and it's kind of hustling and bustling down here. A lot of shops are closing. You see that this place is kind of like, you're now getting more information of what Mizla said. She went down here and bought a couple dresses, but she also comes down here to drink and all that kind of stuff. And you're seeing why. Like, it's pretty much tailors and seamstress shops and clothiers and
it's like the fashion district.
it's the fashion district, and there's tea houses, there's tap rooms, there's dance halls. So it's kind of very bohemian. Just during the day, it's a chill place to go hang out, buy fashion, have a drink, have some tea, have a little meal here or there. But at night, it kind of amps up as all the stores close. The establishments that serve drinks kind of turn to a little bit more edgier things and all that kind of stuff. So you see a lot of people walking home that look like normal folk, they're got bundles of bolts of cloth under their things. Like there were tailors, there were seamstresses, they're taking their kit home. But the people that are coming in are in risque kind of fashion. They're heading into tap rooms, they're heading into dance halls. You hear a lot of music coming out of these places. A lot of them have open doors. So they have green lanterns, which means that they're open. In the mist that's coming in, people put green lanterns outside to signal that their establishment is open, but their doors are completely open. There's heat coming out of them just from the amount of bodies in them, or that they have raging hearths. You hear music, you hear
Band name.
Raging Hearths.
Raging Hearths. You hear revelry. You hear revelry and fun noises happening from all around you. There's some folks just hanging out in the street that are in wear that is not very appropriate for the climate.
I gotta say, Erevar's starting to lose the mission a little bit.
Yeah.
This looks like fun and money.
This is becoming the fun time district. The hangars are... It's a place to have fun at night, or it's a place to go be seen and fashion during the day.
Baldur's Gate, but make it fashion. I was gonna say Balderdash.
Balderdash! Balderdash!
That's a game, right?
Mm-hmm. It is a game.
It's also
So Maeve's like,
it is a
Wow.
word.
It's not.
yeah, it is. Like, there's a lot of people here. Maeve says.
Some of them very attractive.
A lot of them may know about this tankard bell.
I say, young woman, would you know where to redeem this token?
So you walk up to
Just
someone.
grab some scantily clad woman.
All right.
Shouldn't grab him.
What? What?
I'm not grabby. I'm not handsy.
All right. So you walk up. You see this woman.
I like how you can put like that at Dayton. You see this woman
She's beautiful.
snowboarding.
Snowboarding. No, you see this woman. She is a half elf, which is probably why you picked her out. She is provocatively dressed, and she has tattoos, like almost like flowing all over her body. And she's out with several other women.
Can I tell if the tattoos have meaning?
Make an insight.
Inside 21.
They are not a coordinated effort of like storytelling, but they are a coordinated effort of what looks good. Very like so. As a pirate, you get tattoos based on what you've done, right? But then you put them in certain places, and to another pirate, they would mean something.
Exactly.
So these mean something in the fact of they're placed very strategically, but they're not like, I'm a tribe of this and we get this tattoo all over us.
Well, then I'll use it as a talking point to start our conversation, kind of get on their good side.
Around her are several other women. There's a halfling woman, there's a couple humans, but there is one man with them. He looks literally carved of stone. He has deep brown faceted skin that is earth brown. It is rock-like. Literally looks carved. Amber eyes, bald head, clean face. When he moves, there's almost a gravelly sound to it. He is just in a vest with like big silk pants that are flared out. It's very much of a southern, the southern like exotic regions, almost like 1001 Arabian Nights style. Like he looks like that genie style, but he like literally looks carved of stone. And he's kind of like standing behind them all and laughing it up. He seems pretty jovial. He's not like a stern thing.
My good sir, are you of the Rocknut line? And one of my cousins knew a Rocknut.
No. I have sorry, I've not heard of that lineage. I am a Genasi.
I don't know what that is. I'm just kidding. You guys are both Genasi.
Nope, they are Eladrin.
Eladrin, sorry.
How long have we been chilling together?
What are the names for all of
I don't
these
think
guys?
he's ever once asked about your race, and
never asked
you've
a
never
single
told
You've
him.
only
Question
mentioned it
of anybody.
1,000 times.
You two know that Genasi are elemental people. Like where your seasonal elves, they're elemental people. So
That's tough
this
to-
looks like a rock
That's because
man.
Mitch knows what Genasi are. But Aramon's like, what?
He goes, so you said, what? I've never heard of Genasi? He's like, well, for
I'm
the...
teasing them. I'm
I know,
tell
but
me
when
this
you
be
say
that.
that, he goes, well, for the right price, you could know this one quite well.
Tell you what, I'm busy. So I'll continue talking with the tattooed woman.
I take
Okay.
him up on it.
All right.
Yeah, sweet. Roll
Roll
Constitution.
roll persuasion for negotiation of pricing.
Haggle with it. Do it.
I can't understand it. I don't know if Dayton's gonna get mad at a fictional character or not. He looks uncomfortable.
That's all right.
I mean, she hasn't slept with you yet that I know of. She's been with Maeve the entire
We were in
time.
a session where Robert got seduced by Wiley's character and they had sex in the tub. We were like,
This is
I think
weird.
Wiley
It
and Robert just had
happens.
sex. Yeah. Go for
I mean,
it.
there's,
Okay, we're in the party side of town. Erevar.
I'm surprised you haven't
Erevar's
tried with.
nudging you 'cause
I'm
it
surprised
sounds
you
like
haven't
fun.
with Mizla already.
I like the
The tension.
teasy. Yeah, like
Alright.
that's my
There's actually not any tension, but
my bucket list.
you like
bro.
it.
13.
All right, it would be 10 gold if you want to
Fuck yeah.
have.
10 gold to do that?
That's
Fuck.
good.
Well,
Hey,
it's
see what
an
you pay for
evening
it.
though, and you may get information from him if you want to. But it's like, let me take you into the tea house.
And Erevar
We'll have
tells
a
you
conversation, and we'll
Fine.
find a room.
Do it. I'll do it, I mean.
You'll do. So you're talking to the half-elf woman. You're talking to the Genasi. His name is Tumult.
George Rice got his hand up. He's like, "What do you want to do tonight?"
I mean, there's others there. If you guys want to, like, this mission is going this way. There's our target.
I'm sorry, you described the hangars. It's like such a fun place. Erevar was gonna get lost
Jodai is
in
a
here.
romantic. He does not partake in these.
You know, in that kind of like payment.
Oh,
Payment, like, no,
wow.
I prefer to seduce my things in the wild.
I was.
It has to be a hunt.
It's gonna be a fight.
There is a tiefling there. She's fiendish. You could try to take her down.
I do not pay for such a thing.
Erevar can suggest a hunt for you because it looks like there might be one in the next bar.
The
That's
woman.
what I'm saying. I'm
the-
nudging you the whole time. Do it. Do it.
Yeah, he was like, "Oh, my lady, you care to have company this evening? Please come in. I have a table waiting. Take you inside
I'll ping him an extra gold.
Chink.
Show her a good time.
He takes it, like he grabs it, and when he touches that gold, his hand starts turning gold, and he like kind of just like lets it happen, and he goes a little bit,
He lets it happen.
and he's like, ha ha ha. He even like put it to his head, and his like face turns gold.
This guy's a freak. I'm into it.
It's a Genasi.
Give me some of that gold dong.
And it's actually at this point that you realize, like, you don't really notice, but he's barefoot, but his pants go down to his ankles. His feet are gray because they're touching the cobblestones. So it seems like his natural skin is the stone color, but whatever mineral or stone he touches, his skin will just change to it. So, kind of cool. Interesting. But he'll take you into the tea house, which I'll describe to you in a second. because there's something weird going on there.
Oh, it didn't highlight it like it was supposed to.
What's Eric doing?
Oh, did you try to do
Blowing his nose.
the highlight message thing?
Sounded like one of those shakers.
There it is.
That gold dog.
That's a big highlight.
That gold dong. It's like, clink. Okay.
I like it.
So, as she walks in and you start your conversation with the half-elf, what was it that you were asking, like, kind of off the
I
bat?
wanted to know where I could redeem this token.
She goes, oh, let me see that. And she, like just takes your hand gingerly and, like, pulls it up close to hers. And she goes, ping! And just flicks that thing off into the night. She's like, you don't want to redeem that anywhere. And she, like, and as she's holding your hand, she kind of, kind of grabs a hold of it, like, keeps a hold of your hand.
Yeah.
And she's like, you don't want anything to do with that place. It's trash.
Jordan, you got this, right?
She's like, I'm going with this girl.
I think we're splitting the party.
She's like, I'm Sinucinda. What's your name?
Corsorich. Erevar Corsorich. Are you writing my last name down?
Nope. I just... Yeah,
No, she was looking for insight.
Well, no, you have an... Like, you do have a reputation. I was just
do.
seeing if she heard it. She did not. Like, she was like, Korsovich. Like the Corsairs of old.
But more golden.
She was like, oh, really? And she reaches down towards your waist.
That
But-
gold dog.
Yeah. And, like, your coin pouch, she's like...
That's not where I keep my coins. That's what I tell her. Fuck it.
She's like, I can see that. You looking for some company tonight? Because you're definitely not going to find it there. Looking off into the darkness where she flicked your token.
Well, now we know where it is.
No, like, where she flicked your token.
It's
Not
over there.
your token, yes. Not the bar.
Oh.
Where she...
Before we part for our evening,
I mean, you can think that, but he's
you
kind of
tell-
telling you that that's not
could
the
you
case.
tell my vassal where that bar is? He has business there.
Should I tell your vassal where this business is? Because, I mean, really, you guys don't want to go there. How are you this evening?
Yeah, Dayton, how are you? I mean,
This
yeah,
is-
Jordan, how are you?
This is Sinucinda, the half-elf.
The one that
Tattooed
he's talking
half-elf.
to?
Yeah, because he tried to call you his vassal, but you are a fucking Eladrin.
Yeah.
And, like,
It's just
okay,
fun
your
posture.
charisma,
Oh
like,
no, I like to posture.
yeah,
I know
your
what's going on.
charisma is way higher than his. His looks are way more intriguing than
Oh, yeah,
yours. Like,
100%.
so she's now counter flirting with him, going, "Oh, you want to call him your vassal?" So she turned it around and said, "Hey, do you want me to tell your vassal where this place is? I still wouldn't recommend going there."
That's his kind of place.
There seems to be a problem with this place, though.
There's what?
There seems to be a problem with this place. She definitely doesn't want you going there. I mean, she has her own establishment. It seems like.
Yeah.
Roll an insight real quick.
Ah, damn it! I knew that was coming.
Go with
I'm trying to, like-
25.
Hold up this accent that I have to maintain.
The French one?
Oh, you're
Wait,
not
what?
A France.
Oh, Dodora.
Sacre bleu.
Make it heavy more hard baguette.
God. Inspiration.
That's in your edition.
You keep track of that now.
Pourquoi you call me?
You sound like
I
a
do
Jabba the
not-
Hutt.
I do not care.
He's just speaking French.
I do not care what you offer me.
Je ne peux pas français.
I'm not interested in you tonight. I just need to know where this bar is. The Tankard Bell. Do you know?
I do.
I like
You'll
it.
find it down there. It won't even have its lantern lit. You really shouldn't go there. It's a terrible place.
I do not care about your opinion.
Aha.
I must go.
Sorry. I'm liking this jar. Yeah, you're French now.
Good luck, she says, and she turns back to you. So, join me for some tea?
Absolutely.
I wrote every time we go out, we bring the hose out. Just to
Okay.
remember this.
So in this tea house, it's fairly intimate. There's actually like lots of round booths. So this place is very honeycomb shaped when you go in.
Migraine on this one.
Yeah, all right. Because you're gonna you and Maeve are stuck outside going, "What the hell just happened?" So
She's like, "Are you French now?"
when you guys go in, there's a lot of these little honeycombs.
Ooh.
This thing's a rapid charger.
Yeah, that thing will charge.
It'll
the hell out
charge
of
your whole
things.
phone up in like 10 minutes. So it probably just means you'll have a good enough charge in there for 2 days. Maybe let it cool off a little bit.
So, like I said, it's very honeycomb shaped wine. Like you can definitely see specific hallways down this, but most of the booths that are rounded, they have a full wall behind them and then curtains in front of them. Though they're very gossamerish, like you can see through them. So you see a couple things going on. First off, you see entire tables.
We both went in to do this, basically. This
right. So you're both seeing the same thing. She just saw it earlier because you stayed outside to conversate. But what you see is some of them have like hookahs set up, kind of like a hookah thing, where there's a bowl of what seems to be kind of like reddish dried leaves, like tobacco leaves, but not tobacco. And then they put down a heated weight on it, and everyone around is smoking something.
I think I know where this is going.
Right? There's another, the other thing is you'll find people around a table, and you just see these little vials.
Is this an opium den?
It's all kinds of the stuff in. It's normally a tea house during the day, but at night it's something that... Oh, you made your insight. I'll get to you in a second with that.
That's what I was saying. See where this is.
There's empty vials in front of these people, and they're all just kind of like splayed out, just kind of looking like not moving, kind of moving a little, writhing in almost ecstasy. But the third thing you see is a server will come up, a woman mainly.
Oh, how'd it go?
Feel that. And she comes up and she'll have a tray, and she'll have teacups all around the tray, and the saucer of the teacup is on top. And in the middle, there's a bowl with what looks to be sawdust in it, like filled to the almost top with sawdust. And she'll come in and she'll sit it down, and everyone will take their teacups and they open it, like they breathe out and they open it and they go and breathe all of the steam that's coming off the tea in. And then they'll either just put the cup back on the tray, or they'll toss the tea directly into the bowl. If they put it back on the tray, the server, will grab the thing and pour it into the bowl immediately. So no one's drinking this tea, they're just smelling the fumes. And they grab it and they throw it in, and it gets just absorbed into the sawdust and ruins the liquid. And then she'll pick that up and leave. And then they all just kind of like sit back and start going tripping. So, your role was that you're dealing with crews now. So crews are gangs or affiliations in the city. It's how the citizens of the city fight back or protect themselves against crime and predation of everyone else.
I was really surprised that the Genasi was up for sale. I thought he was the boss.
Nope.
Now I'm a little uneasy with Sinister or whatever her name is. I feel a little... Sinister?
Sin of Sinner?
Who?
Sintra.
Sinucinda.
Sinister.
Yeah, no.
Anyway, go
So
ahead.
she's a part of the Revelers Union. So the Revelers Union are the night workers. They're the pushers, the drug dealers, the hash house workers, and the ladies of the night, or men of the night, whichever. Both. They're all out there. There's like sexuality in D&D, since there's so many things out here. It's not as strict as
Super
our world,
fluid.
right? It is super fluid. No one questions here who you're with or who you want to be with, because, I mean, some people want to date a dwarf, some people want to date a minotaur. Love is love. It happens wherever in this world.
You want to poke a gnome? It's 50 gold.
So, These are the Revelers Union. This is the Night Workers conglomerate. Like, this is the group that works together and protects each other. You go after someone, you beat up someone that's trying to just have a good time at night and show you a good time. You rob them, you kill them. You're dealing with all of them. They're all after you now. So, like, that's how this works. Like, even districts will have their own crews.
This Old Town from Sin City.
And, well, it's even more so than that because it's legitimized work too. The Green Grocers Guild, the Wise Women Weavers. It's whatever business you're in. All of those people are together. It's whatever district you're in. All those people are together.
Eagles, they're like rah, rah, rah.
There's actually a thing in. I'm going to tell this to you very specifically. There's. I'm not going to look up what it is because you probably don't know the name of it. You've just heard the rumor. But if you knock on a door a specific way anywhere in Baldur's Gate, they are obligated to let you in and protect you that night.
Do I know that knock?
Maybe. You think you know what it is. You've heard what it's supposed to be, but you're not sure if it's
I
real.
would say Erevar would tell people he knew it anyway.
Yeah, so, it's pretty like people told what it is, and you think you know, but you've never used it and you've never seen it used.
That
so
makes sense.
They could have been lying to you. It could be not a thing. So
that's I'm looking.
Because this is a dangerous place, and if like you think someone's chasing you, that's the what's it called, the angel drink, the angel shot. Like that's you can go up to any door, knock a certain way, and they'll take you in. No questions asked.
Never ordered that from you.
Right? What do you do? You're just like,
You have to call the police. That's what
nah, you
No,
get them
no,
a
no,
ride.
no.
You get them a ride out.
But
If
still,
you want
like,
them to call the police, you ask for an angel shot with the line.
Oh, really?
That's
I
the
didn't know that
police,
line
yeah.
part. Okay.
Everything else, you're supposed to make sure they get to their car safely, call them and
Gotcha.
walk them out.
Cool.
Get them out the back door or whatever.
I've only called an Uber
Okay.
for one customer.
So yeah, there's a lot of that going on. When Tumult, like he'll take you to a table and negotiations begin. They're very playful. It's not like, hey, it's 10 gold an hour or whatever. Like it's not business. But he's like, let me get you some tea and let me get you this. Like, what do you want to do tonight? What are you up to? Like, what do you want to have fun with? So the negotiations begin of what you're looking for in fun tonight.
Okay, I guess I would start with like, I kind of want to just like, oh, me and my buddies we had some business over at the Tankard Bell and kind of gauge his reaction and ask.
He's like, that's no place for a lady of your beauty and stature to be.
Do
Why?
some drugs.
He goes, well, they used to be friends of ours, at least the previous owner. But then a new owner came in, and it's become a much more dangerous place.
Who is the new owner?
Some human, he says. I think his name is... Vilbo or
Baggins?
Valbo or
Show me your Ladrid.
Boca. I don't quite remember. All I know is that used to be another place that was safe for folks to go and have fun, and it's not anymore.
So say a group like ours walks into a bar like that.
Well, I saw you outside. You're mercenaries, right? It seems like you can handle yourself, but I still wouldn't trust that place.
Luckily, we sent Jordan right there with me.
I mean, Jordan's going there. You guys chose to go here.
Yeah.
You didn't really send me there. I'm not partaking in what you're partaking in.
You're missing out, man. There's drugs in here too, not just dudes.
Can I get you
You're not
something?
telling me this.
Tea, Dream Mist. Should I look at this? There's a couple things.
Is this what you were talking about earlier?
This was.
Okay.
Dream Mist, Baccaran, Agony.
I'll take.
Why not?
Just
Wait, what is
why?
it?
Why? What is that? What's agony?
You've never had agony. The most perfect agony. Beautiful agony.
What were you talking about earlier?
He was talking about something with Shane, and Shane was like, Wiley wants to know what drugs you're on. I was like, that's not what I said. I was talking about drugs and DnD, and I was like, that's all I heard, basically.
So there's something that you guys asked a long time ago, which is about drugs in Dungeons and Dragons,
yeah,
right?
Like
And so I was like, often, like, I'm staring off into the distance at Thirsties, and Shane's like, you're zoning, Wiley. I'm like, oh, I'm thinking about something, like, about the game tonight. Setting up, and I'm trying to, get ready for the game. So what you thinking about? Drugs. And he's like, oh, really? Like, what kind of drugs? I'm like, fantasy drugs. And he was actually interested. He's like, what would fantasy drugs do? I'm like, oh, I could tell you. And then you came up to the bar. I'm like, but I can't while she's here because we're going to,
yeah,
it's going to come up in the game later. So that's how that conversation started. But
also, if I had to guess, Agony would be like, have you ever seen Hellraiser? Well, the Cenobites, who Pinhead is?
Oh, yes.
I forgot that
Hold on.
Shane fired me tonight because I've never seen Point Break.
Oh, fuck that.
Don't watch Point Break.
So when you're around,
Okay, that's why you fired
when you're around and you're on your own, and you got your phone and you're not around your wife, Google "beautiful agony."
Maybe not.
And you're not around your wife.
You should absolutely do it. It's pretty amazing.
I'll check it out, but
You should do it together.
So the Cenobites.
It's like, why does he have to? Okay.
Well, I was gonna say that in Hellraiser, the guy with the pinhead and the other creatures, they're called Cenobites, and they see all experience as viable. So they've tasted pleasure, they've tasted pain, and blah 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 blah. But they realize that most species and cultures and dimensions haven't experienced pain properly, so they deliver that. So they're neutral characters, but they give you pain.
In the worst ways.
We don't
survive it.
Yeah, we don't handle it very well. So that's what.
Well, how about you buy a vial of agony, and we can go up to a room, and I can.
This is getting super dicey.
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable in real life.
Right, like you don't want to just do it on your own in some random alleyway or someone you don't trust. We can go up to some place in a safe environment, and I can show you what agony is all about. It's not what it sounds like. Though some jerks did call it liquid pain, it doesn't feel anything like pain.
As enticing as that sounds, I did come here for business, so I don't think I can be indisposed for such things.
Oh. Business, huh? Was there any other business you would like of me?
Let's go.
He does have big gold bangles, so his ears are gold. It's hanging out of him. And he is, I guess I should, besides his silk vest and that, he's wearing a lot of very big jeweled rings and bracelets and stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
I don't know what to do.
You can go upstairs with him, or you can leave.
We'll go upstairs.
All right. 10 gold.
I did it already.
I guess.
So I was gonna say, from what he told you, that this area is safe. These people operate safely.
Well, she doesn't know about the Revelers Union.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know that these people are legit.
Aren't you guys here for experience? Didn't you guys come down here to experience?
And in the Feywild, this, besides the money transaction, this would actually be quite normal. In interactions with people,
everyone's got the Feywild.
Right. Everything is so heightened there, and everything's so more that intimacy, touching, and sex is just another form of communication. But when you came here and everything's more diminished and down, you realize how much the repression of it and how volatile those things are. Where it was very normal, cuddle with someone that you like or trust, even if they're not a sexual partner. That's normal and natural there. Where here, touching someone physically is
kind of
oh no, everyone's.
While I was in bed, what did you decide?
So she's just gone upstairs with him.
Yeah, but
no.
But I'm not gonna.
No drugs.
Well, yeah, I'm you know, she needs that kind of release, but also she knows that they have like a mission to do, so she's not going to partake in any drug use, but you should do it.
You're not doing drug use, you're just going to sleep with them.
I'm a fucking sailor. Are you kidding? I know exactly what we're doing here.
Dude's like IRL mad at this character.
So there's a weird thing about like having couples in a game and all that kind of stuff.
The fake rock dude.
I had a couple in a game, like two very good friends of mine. We were very close, like all of us, me and the girl and the boy of the couple. They decided to play brother and sister in a game.
Ooh, that's weird.
And they even told me, like, after the game, like, when they had game night, they didn't do anything with each other the entire day because they were getting prepared for game night, and then they couldn't do anything other with each other that night or the next day, like the next morning, as they were still in brother-sister mode from the game.
That's
and they're
weird.
like...
It's
like, okay, like, no, we just got back, like, trying to be totally brother and sister and platonic and all that kind of stuff and, like, ribbing each other and all that stuff. But when they got home, it was like, ooh, okay, no.
Well, that's like,
so, like, there is going to be tensions of, oh, you guys aren't together.
Well,
you
like,
didn't establish that.
Jordan all these years never made a move, so I just go off.
Well, hold on.
Who's to say that's not the case?
Now, like, I just
it's
hold
not
on.
the case.
Well, you just said
So
it.
she just decided the background of the two of us. Like,
That is now established. But also, I just told you that the Feywild is much different. Like, you could have been brother and sister and
physically
I don't know what it says, physically intimate with each other, cuddling and other things. Like, I'm not saying actual brother and sister, but that brother-sister bond. In the Feywild, that means something completely different than here. You said, you've established with your character that you don't pay, you don't partake like that. It's not mercenary to you. It's much more foundational.
mm-hmm.
And she even did her thing. She went off to the monastery. She found her astral soul. She's discovering herself. So you guys have two completely different views on that. Yeah. But that doesn't mean...
Can I pull my arms out during this transaction for no key points?
No, unfortunately not. But that doesn't mean that you two aren't still going to be together or intimate. It just means that your relationship needs to be defined
but I love you in real life.
Or is something different in this game. So, I know, everyone else is making a much more big deal.
I'll pay and you just come up and join us.
That's the one thing.
She yells out the window.
Alright, come on up here.
Besides murder hobos,
he's got two of them.
Besides murder hobos, the other thing D&D is known for is that it's just open sexuality, because you could do anything with anyone in these worlds. There isn't any homophobia or transphobia or any of that here, because there's so many races. It would just be dumb
to
be like that.
Inclusive because of that. People can escape their very oppressed lives and do this for a while. Like, we can be girls, we can be guys, we can be monsters, we can be pansexuals.
And something you guys have not really touched on is there can be romance in these games like that. Everyone gives me shit for, like, running these female characters like Shani and things like that, but it's like, I'm just putting an option out there if that is something you guys want to pursue.
Definitely, Erevar and Mizla definitely have something going on. It's unspoken. There's no frustration, but it's like, it's a teasing. Like, I tease her and she doesn't acknowledge it at all, which is exactly what Erevar wants. Like, he fucking hates that all of his jokes and everything just fall flat, because he's trying to goad her and it doesn't work. So that's definitely there. I just found a fucking tattooed half-elf hooker, so that sounds like fun.
I mean, this is probably a perfect situation where, like, Jordan is, like, true, like, kind of dark and broody, like...
You're dark and broody, and you're totally in love with her.
Jordan is
like,
weird.
So, and if this was the Feywild, that would almost mean nothing, but you're dark and broody in the Prime Material, and she's doing that, so that's, like... means something. No, I totally get it. It's totally cool. Like, it's totally cool. Like,
go on the mission.
I just don't want. I just don't want.
You don't want it to hurt real relationships.
Kaylin anger of this, but that is absolutely Jordarai, Laura Dove situation.
It's perfect.
It is perfect. And Maeve is with you, and Maeve is like, her bestie,
Meg's
and
also jelly because she has a lesbian crush on
and she just walked off from her, like didn't even ask her or tell her what to do.
Maybe
Like maybe just like she just left
I'll have
us.
to get the room next to yours.
So yeah, absolutely,
Did
all
you
great.
drink the agony? Good.
So you've gone upstairs with Tumult. You've
His
got
name's Tumult.
Tumult. Yeah,
That's great.
Tomalt.
I was thinking like tumultuous. Like
Yeah, it's
rock.
tumultuous, like rock. Like,
Yeah, right. That's great.
Tumult.
Tumult's a great name.
So
And this one's name is Sinistra. Sinistra.
you're like so close. Sinisuda.
Sinisuda.
Sinucinda. Sorry.
Sinucinda. There we go. Sinucinda. I was
Like think of Lucinda and like
Well, I was like,
Sinucinda.
Sin was in there twice, and I was trying to figure out where to stick it.
So you walk into the tea house. There you see all the stuff going on. You know about some of this stuff. You know about some dream mist. You know about some of the devil weed. You know some about.
Do I have any like tolerance for anything? Taking them?
This stuff is pretty like these. This is pretty hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
some of this stuff, like there's some of the weaker stuff here as well, and you can partake of that. And it's the alcohol, weed level, but the things that they're doing, the agony, the dream mist. This is like you can only do this once a day.
Yeah. So I'm gonna ask for Dream Mist, but I'm gonna slide a hand to not take it.
Interesting. All right. So it's 50 gold for a hit of Dream Mist.
Wow.
Are you going to buy her one as well?
Damn it! This is a penny pinch Erevar conundrum right now. Yeah, I'll just steal it back from somebody else.
All right. So you spend 100 gold to get 2 Dream Mists. You guys sit down. The
Of all
server
things to spend my fucking money.
comes out and puts the plate out. So what you're supposed to do with Dream Mist, make an insight because I need to know if you know about this.
Ooh, natural 20.
There you go.
I fucking know all about Dream Mist.
Yes, you do.
My brother used to grow it.
You
and shit.
invented it.
Is that one just tobacco?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for you, bud.
What's from?
On the screen. Cool.
Fuck, dude. That's the most. Erevar has never spent money, but he's having fun. He wants to do drugs and party like he's spreading the wealth like he's a rock star. This is the only place to do it.
You're a rock star.
I was trying to come up with another one, but Error Rock started about it. Error Rock. Man, it's 12:15.
I know, right? It's not by so fast. I got a little information.
I like this. This group has been gelling together. Like the fact that he will never leave me alone. That we spend like every other session like in like investigation fight.
Yeah.
It's worked out really well. Like I feel like we got a little bit of a slow start when we started, but I think it was because we didn't really.
Well, I think our first couple, like our first 1 or 2, were really like high intensity, like lots of information. We were fighting, we were doing this,
Yeah.
and then we got really into like, needing more information, needing to slow it down. We were kind of like, oh, and then we missed a few, and
Well,
then
and there was things like this is the. Believe it or not, this is a strange rogue for me because he's not sneaking around. He's
I
a
also
talking
think this
joking.
is a curious situation where, like, I'll take one too, Mitch, if there's...
You sure?
Is there only the 2 left?
Yeah, that's fine.
We're almost done.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, you want?
Wait, did you want
You
me
want
to
the
go,
line?
or...
Doesn't matter.
Here,
Do you want some?
Pour
Pour
some.
some?
Yeah, pour some lime in here.
You want some mango lime?
Also,
Yeah,
mango
fuck it.
raspberry.
There you go. There, we're sharing. See, guys, that's what a D&D group is really about. Coming together and having a good time together and sharing drugs. I mean, drinking alcohol. I mean, that's not even part of it. It's really
We're not even real friends in real life. We kind of actually all hate
Hey,
each other.
hey.
Especially these
Everyone
two.
just hates me. Is Mitch coming? I guess I got stuff to do.
We actually
Okay,
like you
so-
more now than we did before.
what was I about to...
Absence, the whole absence makes it harder
Just-
on her thing.
Just real quick, I was to say, this to me is about to be a weird experience because this is the first time that it's ever been, like, this separation.
Maeve and him,
Like,
and
usually
Lord
it's
of
either
you.
been Maeve and Lord of and me and you.
Well,
This is the first time that you two are going to the same spot. I don't really know.
We're going
When
to
he
different
gets to us,
spots,
I'm
yeah.
curious if Maeve's going to follow me, because I don't really care what she does. I'm headed to the Tankard Bell.
It's
She
crazy,
could
too,
follow me,
because
or she could stay by herself. I don't give a
What
shit.
you don't know yet either is that we went inside, but we're split.
Yeah,
we're
they're not together
really
either.
even together. Like, we didn't give a
So-
shit. We're seeing some pretty stuff going on right now.
Dream Mist is it's from a plant powdered down. It's either as a powder or as a paste. You put it into water and steep it. If you were to eat the powder or the paste, it is 100% fatal. If you were to drink the water it's steeped in, well, it's called a tea, 100% fatal. But
Well, this is the stuff they were dumping out in the sawdust.
if you
Like, immediately.
breathe in the steam, it will have its effects. And that's the reason why, the effects are the reason why they immediately dump it and there's someone there to make them.
Yeah.
Because this, apparently, from what you know, and this for you has back in the day been called the Sailor's Bane, or the Siren of Land, is that some sailors, get their first payment and they're young and all that stuff, they'll get drawn into a place like this and they'll hit their first hit of Dream Mist. Dream Mist, apparently, what it does, as people have explained to you, is it shows you a better life. And you never want to return to the one you had. That's why people that do it alone are in way more danger, because if you take it and you drink the mist and you still have that cup in your hand and you go, it's wearing off,
Don't sip it. Yeah.
and you'll just try to drink it to get the next hit and it'll
Did
kill
you
you.
make that up, or is that a D&D drug that you could research?
It is a D&D drug that I
That's
researched,
cool.
but the sawdust bowl and how
You
it's
made that
served,
stuff up.
I made that up.
That's cool. I was just curious. For those of you at home that don't know, Wiley sticks a lot of homebrew into his games, and so it's always a pertinent question to say, did you get that or did you make that? So it's kind of interesting.
So, and it's also something you can only do essentially once a day.
Gotcha.
So addicts, these people will probably come here every day at the same time to get their hit, to escape the entire world, and the entire rest of their day is terrible because they're not in the mist.
Gotcha.
So
does she take my offer of Dream Mist?
she absolutely does.
Absolutely.
Make a
Excellent.
perception.
I'm going to use my inspiration on that one. Ah, shit. What was it? Sorry.
Perception.
I got pretty good on that. 15.
Okay. So you're not taking the dream mist. You're opening it up.
Do I need
And
to
you-
roll my sleight of hand to get away with that?
No, it's not sleight of hand. You're not breathing in, right? But you're you breathe out, you hold your breath, and you go, and whistle through your mouth out, but makes it sound like in. That kind of thing, like you're breathing it in, but the mist, just goes around you. She hits hers, takes it, throws the cup away. Do you throw the cup away or do you put it on the
No,
tray? Okay, so you both throw the cup away, and she just lounges back. She's like, everything's so beautiful, especially now that you're in it. And she's like, shall you drag me to a room?
Jeez Louise.
Fuck yeah, drugs. Yeah, let's take her up to her room.
All right, make an insight.
So 19.
Okay, she's either done this a lot before or has some resistance to it. You've seen people that are on dreams.
Yeah.
You're watching them all. They're catatonic almost for that first hit. She's she's leaning on you hard, but she's still coming up.
See, Erevar's done this before. This bitch is gonna rob me, and it's not gonna work now.
And you guys go up and start doing your thing.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys are now indisposed for at least the next 30 minutes to
Let's
an
be
hour
real, 30
or
seconds
more.
in that room.
Hush, hush.
So
She's drunk.
30 minutes to more. Even if it's just 2 minutes to do the deed and the next 28 minutes to cuddle and talk, 30 minutes is what you bought. So 30 minutes is what you're going to take.
Cuddling's extra in a place like this.
Now with most of the Revelers Union, I mean that's just getting paid for doing nothing.
Yeah, right.
So you and Maeve's following you. She's like,
Don't
what are we really gonna just... I mean, they're trying to find information, right? That was just information gathering?
I do not know. I do not care.
Okay, alright. Well, I'm gonna guess it's that place. As you're walking down, like, you know, you see people on the streets, you see the green lanterns, the mist is rolling in, but there is one, like, dark swath, no lantern, no people. And as you walk up, no shit, like 10 feet up on a little, like, iron awning or iron arm, there is a tankard there with a striker in it, like it's a bell. And it looks like there used to be a chain that hung down, but it's been cut, like almost right up at the striker. So it's not, like, so people can't ring the bell anymore.
Yeah.
And this dark little door in this, you know, one section of these hangars. It is on the wall side, but it's the bottom floor.
It's kind of sad that they took the ringer out of the tankard bell. Like, either was really annoying or this place sucks.
I mean, everyone's kind of indicated this place sucks.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can just walk in. I mean, if it's
Okay,
open, it's open. It's a
I
tavern.
think they're
You know,
all unlocked on our channel, that's why.
I'm gonna go in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you open the door.
Don't do that.
It is very darkly lit. There's only a couple, what are they? Lamps, like oil lamps.
How do you say?
Well, I was gonna say lantern.
Fire in a container.
I was gonna say
He's
it's,
speaking to a French
Right.
guy, so.
I wanted to say lantern, but it's not like those iron-bound lanterns. It's that like glass-fluted lamps, right? Oil lamps. Just a couple put out here. So this looks like it was two houses that had the wall knocked down, and then more walls and little things put in. So there's lots of nooks and crannies with little booths and tables hidden out through here. A little bar is jutting out up to your left. And the kind of opening area over here, there's a couple lounges, but there's only two people sitting there. There's two half-orcs, and one of them immediately looks up at you and, like, stands as you two walk in. And he's like, "What you want?"
Is it soft hair golden?
I'm here
Riley was so good.
looking for information.
He's like, if I was a dude, I was in it.
I did look at it and go,
Nothing here for
seriously,
you.
again.
Oh, because he didn't do
Why
something.
you say
His character was
this?
gold blonde.
He ain't from here.
So he was like, I
Get out.
There's also Dwarven cows.
Leaf boy.
Leaf boy, huh?
Ooh.
Don't get into a fight there.
He's having way less fun than we are.
You see that there's a human behind the bar. It's kind of like sideways glancing your way. He's behind the bar. He's,
Make friends.
Like, does he look like he's the bartender?
Mhm.
Like,
We're literally getting our poke on while he's like arguing with half-orc at the
I
entrance of the bar.
point to the human. I'm like, do you suggest that I leave? I'm still staring at the half orc, but I'm pointing to him since he just called me Leaf Boy.
I feel like French Jorah
Depends on,
regular
Yeah,
so
right.
pompous.
He's
So
like-
pompous.
He's so mad right now about Delorida.
Well, technically, I mean, normal Jorah doesn't really. He only like chimed in here or there to
Yeah,
basically
you're
like
by yourself, so when
fuck
we leave
you.
Yeah, but all of a sudden now you're French and you're just like,
And he's on his own, like making his own decisions. Maeve, like she's behind you, but she hasn't stepped into the room fully yet. Like she's still like at the door, and the door's like half
You
open
just-
to her.
You just set Jordan off. Like
Yeah.
I
you
like
did this
it.
thing
So-
where like you're going to sleep with some random like thing, and like he's in love with you, and
Hey, Genasi,
so now he's gonna go
oh, he's in
react.
love with
They're
me.
pretty rare.
Like that's what he was
Yeah.
talking about.
But-
Like when you walk back from like the bathroom or whatever. Like Jordan is like. So now
Damn.
Jordan is
Even
kind
in
of like.
fake life, he's in love with me.
Jordan's
Oh.
like pissed, and he's like, I
It's
don't
that whole
care.
thing, like you played this little game when you were kids, then you went off and were trying to discover yourself, and he went off and knew what he was doing, and then you guys met back up for this mission into the Prime Material Plane, which sucks. Prime Material Plane is just terrible, but no one's talking about their stuff anymore, no one's getting back into it, like you're still playful, like you were in the Feywild. And to you, things mean much different to him, but you're not expressing that to each other. It's perfect. The perfect character
So,
tension.
bam.
I almost did that.
Oh,
Did
did
that.
it's so good.
It is really good. That was perfect timing too. Interesting.
I was like, so you asked that to him. He goes,
So now I got both.
you can just come in, sit down, and shut up.
The human says that?
Yep.
Okay, I'll walk up to the bar and sit down. The whole time, though, I don't take my eyes off this half-orc.
Okay. You're sitting at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on 1 second.
So you walk backwards towards the bar, staring at him, and then hopefully it's a swivel chair.
I mean, I might be walking sideways. I don't know. Like crab walk. I don't.
You can't tell if you're intimidating or just.
All I'm saying is, like, I'm just not taking my eyes off the half-orc. I told me to get out.
Yeah.
It's crazy how different our experiences are right now. I'm like tattooed half elf.
A half-orc woman walks in behind you. Like, so as you're heading over there, the door that was kind of being held open, you thought by Maeve, this half-orc woman steps in and shuts the door. She's like, I'm here for a drink, is that okay? And like the half-orc that was staring you down is like, the other half-orc looks up at the half-orc, she's like, yeah, right this way, madam. Have a seat. She says, and she goes over and sits down. Well, you serve me or someone else do it, she says. Kind of has a drawl, like her face is almost paralyzed on one side.
Who'd you say that to?
The half-orcs. So they're completely distracted with her now. And the bartender's like, what you having?
A vial of agony.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I'll have your finest wine.
Of course.
He comes in here all fucking doo-doo-doo. I'll have your finest wine, please.
Goes
Kick the door
over.
open. Your finest. Pour me one flagon of your
He
red
goes
juice.
over, grabs a wooden goblet. Like, these aren't glass. Slides it off. And dust comes off of it, and he's like, kind of looks over at you, like it was almost about to just go pour the wine in that, and he just walks over, dunks it in some water. You're dubious about the cleanliness of that water. You know, shakes it all
As long
out.
as it has some sanitizer in it, it's fine.
Walks over to a small keg, not a bottle, and some red liquid comes out of it.
Yes.
A little bit more purplish. It almost smells like grape juice. Comes over. That'll be 2 silver.
Oh wow, you spent a lot.
And he hasn't even like slid it over to you yet. He's still holding on
I
his
did.
side.
And I haven't even gotten my dick wet yet.
Stop it.
Okay.
Desperation.
The inspiration.
De-inspiration.
So at this point,
Desperation.
kind of getting a sense of this place, maybe I'll look at the bartender and I'll look back at the half-orc sitting at a table.
They're both over at the table with the half-orc woman now.
Oh, she went over there?
Yeah, she went over to a table off to the side, and the one that was sitting, the one that was standing, both got up and went over to her, and they're still like taking jabs at each other. It seems like she doesn't have a drink yet, but they're establishing dominance with each other or some shit.
I'll look back at them and be like,
Stare quietly.
hey,
You're like, I look back at him.
would any of you like something to drink? It's
They-
on me.
They both look over,
It's got a little Polish.
and on me.
Certain words are hard for me, like Keith and
They
French.
both look over at you like
Say moi.
fucking up our game, type like.
I feel like
"Fuck
French
this
people
guy up."
talk in third person.
And then the woman, the female half orc, is like, "Huh? If it's on you, I'll take your best swill, because that's probably all you have
Say your
here."
own name.
The third person.
And the bartender's like,
Mitch cares for more wine.
"Hey, you want a round for my boys? And the lady over there, gold up front."
Gold.
How much?
Gold. Gold. He's kind of, because it's silver and
If you were really
copper for
pompous,
some
you
of
would
these,
just
but
throw
he's
2
asking for a
gold out.
gold.
As long as
Yeah,
we-
no.
You're off having sex
Wait,
with your
just-
gold rock dude. You don't get to tell me what I'm doing.
So
I'm doing whatever the fuck I want.
Dude, you think
What do you
when he
do?
has sex with you? That when he makes contact with you, does his boner turn into bone?
Right? Was his
Like,
contact thing
it's
turn
all
into like
stone.
her like
It's all about
summer
stone.
like
no, it's all
color?
just stone and minerals. But I mean, if
You
you
don't
want,
get to know the details.
if you
bro.
want, like he could put a gold coin down there. If you want,
This got weird.
it is super weird about this.
No, there's nothing weird about this. This is great.
No, like what would you do? What would you do if you had a changeling as a significant other? Would you fuck yourself?
Hell yeah.
Would you? Would you fuck Brad Pitt?
See, I wouldn't have sex with me, but if you were pretending to be me, you're gonna have sex with me.
You seduce me.
Yeah. You seduce me. Tell me my favorite joke.
So
So I set down 5 gold and push it over to him.
Wow.
Dang, 5?
make a
Could have gotten half a dick for that.
and it. Like this is a weird one to roll. I almost don't want to tell you what you're rolling.
That's fine. Just tell him level. Do you want me to just roll?
Just roll, and I'm going to look up what you're rolling.
Okay. So I rolled an 11,
Do you want my answer?
which I've done that a lot tonight. I've rolled 1s and 11s, which is really weird.
Yeah, and before success or failure, or you don't even know what it is or going on. Like, do you want an inspiration or look for an inspiration
You can have mine if you want it. Since the
to
game's
try to get
almost
something
out.
better? I mean, you may have not failed. You may have failed. You don't know what you're rolling.
Can we cough up an erudition?
No.
It's gone.
You,
It's not
once,
inspiration.
erudition just is
Okay,
erudition.
yeah, okay, cool.
I mean, maybe if that's something you guys want to do,
No,
you can
no,
cash
no,
back
no,
in for
no.
inspiration.
Let's-
But
let's-
I think
no.
it's locked in.
I said it out loud, and then I was
Yeah.
like, wait, no, that creates this stupid economy
Did you
of
have your
storing up our
inspiration?
inspiration and stuff.
You did. What'd you get? Nothing better.
No.
You want
Okay.
mine? I'm like, I can't use it if the game's over, right?
Yeah, and he did. He did use it.
Not mine.
Or did you use
I
yours?
used mine.
Okay. So
Give him yours. Oh,
You can only
can't
reroll
read,
once.
That's right, you can't
Yeah.
roll twice. Yeah.
So, and he goes, pulls that over and takes the glass over to you, your goblet, takes the coins, just puts that right down into something behind the counter, and he goes over and starts pouring drinks for everyone else. Just puts 3 mugs up. He's like, you pay for the night. You two have fun, but you're still on the clock. And those walk over, they pick up the 3, they walk back over to the table. One's all like has his leg up on the table like he's captain. Puts the drink down. The other one's like leaned up against the wall next to the table. They're full court press on this female half orc that walked in behind you.
Maybe.
Yeah,
And the
of course it's
half-orcs, would be, I mean, they're bigger in stature, right?
yes.
Okay.
How big are Eladrin? They're just normal humans.
But no, they're about
Tall.
like 6
We're
foot
tall, but
at
we're not
minimum.
like big.
We're like-
Yeah,
We're,
they're
like,
whip
kinda-
thin. Yeah.
We're like
And
tall and
then half
lanky,
elf, so
sort of.
I'm probably smaller than everybody except Nave then.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, I'm half elf.
Yeah,
You're
if you're
Name's almost
5,
taller than you.
you're 5'8" minimum. If you were short,
Yeah.
you're
So I'm
probably
my
about
height.
6
I'm
foot,
all right, cool.
or more. Like
feel
elves are
I
tall.
feel better
Unless
now
you're
that my character's
stopping
my
me.
height.
No, if everyone's okay to keep going,
Let's
I'll
go
keep
for a bit.
going.
Yeah, let's go for a
so
Well, we did start like 15 minutes later.
yeah, so let's go a little bit longer.
At this point, I would be asking the bartender, like,
You gotta be super careful because I can't say anything.
Nope.
It's so hard not. I was supposed to say there's
Well,
been
it's
twice.
more like a player feeling as
Mm-hmm.
it is opposed to like
Yeah.
anything I actually know. So I don't know if that's allowed.
No,
but-
there were 2 things that I wanted to add to his conversation,
Okay.
but I didn't chime in.
There is some meta talk that I do encourage and enjoy because you guys aren't your characters and you can remind people of things
Yeah,
that
but my
they don't
feelings based on what
remember.
my character
But yeah,
knows.
so then if it's your character and you're not there, don't mention anything.
Like I keep wanting to give him Erevar advice.
Yeah.
Hey, you're in a shitty
So
place.
basically
Here's
just
what you
wanna
should
ask
do.
him,
You should say.
if he's heard of a person named Dram.
This part is
I've
kind
heard lots of
Yes.
people.
you know, like,
Mhm.
what did he ask? Sorry.
You telling me that extra gold is not worth anything to you?
Oh, extra. You're not gonna drink all that?
No.
Damn.
That was
Inspiration to that. That's some fucked up bartender speak right there. Extra bucks? What do you mean? You paid for this, that's what you get.
Hey, they've got erudition.
I like it. That's some fucking sideways bartender eye right there.
But no, sir. That was to shut them up and get you to talk.
Ooh.
I don't know no dram, drop, drill, drape. I just pour the beer.
What if I told you this man had a wooden coin from here that had your emblem on it?
Huh. One of these?
Does it look like?
Yeah, right. Is that what it is?
Yeah, lots of people have these. Some people buy free drinks for folks. You want to buy some drink tokens for folks?
That's fun. You don't even get a free drink from the one we had because I let that hooker throw it down the alley.
Jesus, sex worker. It's a politically correct term.
It's Baldur's Gate.
Lady of the Night.
Sorry. Erevar tells it like it is. He doesn't disparage her work, he just uses the word that he chooses to use for it.
I'll sit there and sip on my wine for a bit.
Oh God.
We can call it here and give you a week to think about
Has it
your
been a half an hour yet?
Like, yeah, where's Maeve? What's she doing?
She's an orc.
So there's a lot of.
What?
She's a.
She didn't get it. So there's a lot of like banter back and forth, and you actually start like getting this like feeling that the two orcs are now like just yelling and competing with each other.
First off, half orcs.
Half orc, sorry.
She came in as a half orc. That's why when like she said right now,
all you know
she's
is
an
that
orc. I was like, wait, what?
Oh my God.
So all you know is that Maeve didn't walk in behind you. She was like,
If
as
I
you
called her
two.
3/4 of an orc, would you be just as confused?
So all you know is the door.
Probably, 'cause
You
that would be
open the
really
door.
confusing.
Hey, don't thought. Because he's perceptive. You're a ranger. All you know is that you opened the door and you walked in and stopped almost immediately because this half orc was staring you down. And then, like, Maeve was walking in behind you, but she stopped. So the door was almost closed behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Then you continued to walk up to the bar, and then a half-orc woman walked in.
Okay.
Like, the door never shut all the way.
Fair enough.
Do you get it, or
Right.
do you need me to say it out loud?
So now over there, the two half-orc bouncer dudes are, like, arguing. They're not arguing, but they're pretty much talking to each other and trying to one-up each other and be angry with each other. So it seems like whoever they are, they've been sufficiently distracted trying to get the attentions of this half-orc woman that came in behind you. And you sip on your wine, and the bartender goes back to cleaning.
Spitting on stuff.
He's cleaning tankards with a dirty rag. But at this point, I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yes.
Me?
Yep.
Yeah.
about time.
You're drinking that shit.
3.
All right.
Inspiration.
With your bonuses?
Oh,
Here,
no
use
one
her.
has Constitution.
That's right.
No
use,
one.
Use her. She has
No one.
+2.
Oh,
use,
come
use
on.
her inspiration.
Oh, come on. Don't.
Don't get poisoned right at
I'll
the
give
end.
you erudition if you don't give him it.
Ooh. What'd you roll?
She didn't give me it. Just give her erudition.
But what is it? It was just as bad.
Because if you had made that offer before I rolled, she wouldn't have done it.
Yeah. No, I would not have let you roll 100%. Take that erudition so fast.
So add an erudition?
No, it's fine.
Yeah, he didn't affect him. So.
No, okay,
All right,
it was
let's
a weird
we'll
situation.
We'll rub that.
But okay, get another erudition. You're already at 15
I don't feel that.
or 10. You're 15.
No, she's
not
at
feeling-
10.
we'll
I think.
No,
watch
she's
that.
at 15.
I'm at 10.
She'd
Oh,
be at
you're
11 now.
Oh, it's 10 and 20.
Yeah.
So you'd be at 11. So you're not any. Depends on what you're going for. Just take it.
I'll take it.
Because I made the offer. Whatever. All right.
Okay.
So
Slapping your neck.
you still failed, right? Okay. So
Nice.
Tell me
You're-
this character is poisoned.
Poison.
so you're sitting there. You're like
That's just my
thinking
thing.
about your next move. You're figuring out what's going on behind you. You're starting to realize that Maeve is the half-orc woman. You're taking a couple sips. You're like, this bartender's fucking up to something. And then you're like, this bartender's up to...
Oh, son of a bitch, we didn't consider this.
And you are out. You are poisoned.
Nice.
Not just poison. Poison, incapacitated, and unconscious.
They got
Dope.
Maze there.
And then the bartender's like, "Oi! This guy's had it. Take him out the back."
Uh-oh.
And that's when the two half-orcs, well, we gotta work, honey. We'll be right back. And they both walk over and pick up
Hey,
Jordarai
we found the right place.
and start walking him out the back door. And that's where we're gonna end this session.
No!
You guys split the party! Oh my god, in the worst possible way.
It's great.
Like, we're gonna go into a den of scum and villainy.
Fuck
Let's
yeah.
split the fucking party.
It could have been worse though because we all drank the wine.
If you were all there, things might have gone differently. But one person walked in, and the dude poisoned him.
Also, I was super tempted when you took the offer and went inside. I was like, well, I'm doing the same thing.
So also, like, if we would have gone there all together, he would have done the talking. It would have been me doing the talking.
Right?
Yeah.
And there's
a
also
reason
these
why
things
I
about...
don't generally do the
like,
talking.
Again,
when
there's
we go
all these
somewhere.
kind of different things. Like, you were
Yep.
wanting to wear the red twine,
Yep.
and you wanted to come in with the coin and do all these other things. Things may have been completely different
Sorry.
if all four of you walked in, and they would have. Like, all of the plans. I am so happy
Oh,
that you guys were completely scattered when you hit this area of town. Like, you've gone through some crazy areas of town and stuck it out, but like this one area just like
I smelled drugs and stuff out of breasts. I was like, let's do this.
okay.
I'm a
So-
sailor, man. Any port in the storm.
All
I'll
right.
be a part of a flesh golem soon. How do you feel?
I mean, she has to get a new book. It could be something else that he's a part of. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said you wanted to make a new character last week. So.
I just reacted based on how, like, my
we-
companions
No.
reacted. Like,
You did absolutely
very well. That
you
was
did-
a good role play.
And
like,
again,
they
it
decided
was a
to
failure.
what my character was, like, off course from the
I was gonna say, if
mission.
his
It
character
did.
dies, my character's gonna go into a fantasy-like depression.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Doing
Why?
Dream Mist.
So,
What do you mean, why?
Why?
He's a whether whatever thing. My
childhood
character, you're
friendship
still like my
from
only
forever
connection
and the
to
only
home.
connection to home. So, no, that's great. But again, even things, dice rolls, like the failure of the Constitution saving throw, things would have been much different if you would have succeeded. So,
Should use my
No,
points
like-
before we left.
Do they go away?
I don't know.
what I love about this is you even mentioned that the separation was weird. That it's Erevar and Lordov and you and Maeve, and you don't trust Maeve. Like, you don't trust him, but
I barely know Maeve
Right.
at this point.
and now, like, your only hope is Maeve.
I like that you just shawnied that so much. We're like, so what's Maeve up to? We're like,
She's right behind you, distracting the two half-orcs.
I was ready to fight him too, though. I was
Right, like the-
fuck it.
you would have picked a fight with her
And you weren't
first.
there, like,
start punching.
No, not with her.
You weren't there for him, like, when Helnya was challenging him, and it wasn't Helnya, it was Maeve. Like, he's like, okay, we ended the session. Like, Helnya's in the alley. She tells her minions to go find the others, and it's just her and him in a one-on-one face-off. Nope, it's Maeve.
I know, I was so getting ready for it,
Like,
too.
Maeve saw Helnya, so took her appearance, and now, like, you walk in and start an altercation with these two half-orcs, and Maeve had one first-level slot left for Disguise Self, to disguise herself as a half-orc to go in and distract them.
Well, that's another thing too. Our spellcasters both went together, and we don't have our spells back. So that's
I've suggested rest like 3 times. I know you guys don't trust Erevar, but some of his ideas.
And that's
are
another
good.
thing. Like, if you would have slept the night and came here during the day, it would have been a completely different district.
I like
Completely
where this went.
At the same time,
Yeah, I love it.
you and Lord Dove are both like,
Like,
we're gonna get some dick and some pussy. Like,
fuck
let's
yeah.
go.
if you saw my notes
Maybe.
and like the branching, like they're pretty loose. But I'm like, okay, there's X amount of ways this can happen. If they do this, if they during the day, during the night, who they talk to, where they go. I'm like, these are the things that can happen. And you guys went like the way that is the most interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
well, the thing
the
was
greatest.
too that, like, if we had sat and talked to these people for a few minutes, I think we could have gotten some information out. It would have been fine. But you were like, I'm interested, and I was like, fuck the mission. Like, let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Also,
No, great.
never mind.
Also, what?
Another thing, I was just gonna say that technically Mitch didn't catch on to the Maeve thing either.
No, you told me.
And I was
after.
like-
What?
I was like,
like
it's
you were
May.
the one that should have caught on.
Well, she said it, and I was like, well, that makes fucking sense. But I would have also been a little
Eve
flabbergasted.
is like, she's not assertive,
We
but
don't-
she is
I know, we don't-
opportunistic.
I gotta think about that. We don't consider Maeve very much.
She's very like
I almost feel like you play her through extension.
Well,
Like,
so
you-
again, the person that knows the most about Maeve knew that was Maeve.
Right.
I'm just
that's
saying-
true.
Like, you and
Whenever
I
there's
don't
an
spend a lot of time with Maeve.
whenever Maeve steps back or does something like she pulls into herself, like she waits in the door, you know that Maeve is about to do some Maeve shit. Like she
Some
would've-
Maeve shit.
She would have walked
That's
in.
inspiration. Like, that's amazing. You're starting next session with inspiration for some Maeve shit.
But yeah, you just
Can I
never
even
know.
writ a journal entry for next session?
You
Because I'm
absolutely should.
incapacitated,
You're past
like-
now, but
Well,
up
you
until
could
that point.
just stop like when we're heading to the hangars.
Right.
Actually,
Headed to the hangars.
even stop when you're heading to the bar. Put
Okay.
all your
Like,
thoughts
yeah,
on.
like, they
Like,
fucking-
yeah,
Yeah,
like
that's true.
Laura,
Actually, I
Laura
could have a lot
Dove,
of-
like Laura
a lot of
Dove.
stuff to say.
Maybe
Like,
spend about
say
10
what you want to say about
Spend
Laura
10
Dove
minutes
and
on the
all that kind of
curve
stuff.
before you
Like, get
decide.
that out. Tell us what you want. Like, that's insight for us about your character, about me, to me as a GM, about
Yeah, that's pretty good.
how to fuck with you and how to help you.
Because I wouldn't
like-
have been talking to Maeve on the way over.
It's
I
both,
would have been,
It
dwelling
gives
on my
me
own
insight
shit.
and helpful things about what kind of encounters to put you guys through to strengthen or test
It may not matter when I
your
die next
relationship.
session.
I mean,
anyway.
yeah, you're probably already dead.
No!
But I want to hear that last entry before he's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
Don't kill him.
oh my
Kill me.
god, this is getting so good. So
That's what happens when my Lommel chooses a rock guy over me.
Your Lommel. That's the cutest thing I've ever heard.
What the fuck is a llama?
Love my
Llama.
life.
Oh god.
all right, so this was
There was more de-inspirations than inspirations tonight.
this is the last stream of 2019
That's
for the
right,
Cardinal
yeah.
Bond. We may have some other streams as we go into next year.
I mean, we're not streaming on Christmas or New Year's
I
Day.
mean, I would totally stream
New
on
Year's
Christmas
Eve.
we do
Day.
New Year's Day.
New Year's Day, I think, is
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
I don't know about you. I mean, we're all going to be hungover,
that's
and that
still-
actually may be a great way to stream this next session because
Start
you
like
guys are
this.
coming out of drug use. I mean, you guys didn't, whatever, but like drug use, sex, going out and trying to figure out what the hell's going on. And you're obviously in your state, like that would be a great way to stream that next session.
I mean,
But,
it's still in the New Year, but
it's New
like,
Year, like New Year, like that would be a great way to start off the New Year. Start on first stream January 1st.
Yeah,
I mean, that's
So
a Wednesday.
I'm good with that.
Fuck
That is
yeah.
Wednesday. So next week we are not because it's Christmas Day, of course, but we may have some midstream, some surprise streams within the next 2 weeks. There might be some
funny, 'cause I
Sundays.
would
There might
say-
be some.
You guys are both preoccupied this Sunday, right? Because it's the Thirsties holiday party.
That's
No,
next
that's
Sunday.
not till after
this
Christmas.
Oh, so it's the
Oh, I
it's
thought
New
it
Year's
was-
Eve.
I thought it was supposed to be 15th.
No.
anyway.
Like Sunday?
29th.
Yeah, the one closer to New Year's Eve.
I think it had to do because Laura's guest bartending. I think it might have to do with
Oh,
her
that would make
schedule.
sense.
'Cause that's on
Actually,
Tuesday.
that
Like, New
happened-
Year's Eve is
That happened
Tuesday.
last year too. They
Right.
moved it around early.
So it's the Sunday before New Year's Eve.
correct.
So next Sunday,
That's the
this
party.
Sunday coming up. This Sunday coming up.
This Sunday coming up.
This Sunday coming up, I think we're fine
Fine,
to
yeah.
play.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we could play this, or we can do the setup for Saltmarsh,
We could
but
do Saltmarsh, or we could do one-off too, since we're only
do
gonna
a one-off,
once, and
do
then
whatever.
Just a couple of weeks after
play
that.
Talisman.
We could
Yeah.
play
I
Talisman.
had fun playing that the first time.
Now that everybody knows the rules too, it'll go quicker.
It's so fast, wouldn't you know?
I'm gonna be disappointed if I don't get the mutant again.
Stop.
Get
There's
the-
other great characters. Your whole thing is about making new characters, like play new characters.
I know, but just like the role every
Yeah.
time is just like so fun. Like,
Dude,
So,
I didn't,
uh,
I didn't think about it till you got to the door, and I was like, "You buff ass monster! Like
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, there's no way we can stop you now."
So Sunday we'll be doing something here on the stream. Like we may just be getting drunk and talking about stuff.
We'll figure
But
something out.
playing Talisman is probably what we're going to do. We might be getting a last session in of this game, but I don't think so. I think we should start Cardinal Bond,
I think it makes sense to give it a rest and
Right.
do some fun stuff over the.
especially this great cliffhanger we're on right now. I think it's fantastic. So we'll do that. Sunday we're going to do something, probably Talisman.
Series?
Sorry.
Is that a series?
Yeah.
So not New Year's Eve, not Christmas Eve. So the first Tuesday of the new year, which is going to be
It's a Wednesday's January 1st.
Wednesday, January 1st. So it's going to be the next 6 days from then. It's going to be the 7th. Will be the first Wileyverse Mitch.
Gotcha.
Because, next week is Christmas Eve on a Tuesday. The week after that, it's New Year's Eve. So it's the week after that. So we're going to...
It's winter break, and I'm already like, where's the fucking summer?
Right.
So I can play some more.
So we're gonna start Wileyverse Mitch, which is a series where they're on the YouTube channel down below. But Wileyverse Mitch is where I introduce a new game. We talk about the background. We go through character creation. I go through some sample encounters with Mitch, all in one night. Answer questions, and then I kill him at the end of the night.
And it's fun because he usually knows the system, and a lot of times I end up knowing some of the lore, like when we play Alien or if we play.
Yeah, the next one we're gonna do is
like
Alien.
Mass Effect. I knew all the lore for that one, and I gave the speech for it, so it was fun. And we
That was the
the
Expanse.
Expanse. Sorry, and then we have guests that pop up here and there too. So
Yeah.
you guys are
Anyone can more than
book in
welcome.
and get killed.
And Sunday night stream, which next year will be
Saltmarsh.
Ghost of the Saltmarsh campaign, run by Mitch. It'll be the Mitchellverse. But next Sunday we should be doing something here. You'll see us
This Sunday.
this Sunday. Next Sunday being the next
4
Sunday,
days
but
from now.
4 days from now.
Anyway, if you're following us, just keep your tags ready to go because you'll be seeing us on night tag.
Notifications.
Notifications. Pay attention to your notifications. Will be on quite a bit for the summer or the winter break.
All right, Dayton, you're unconscious. Take us out.
It's been another episode of the Wileyverse. Thanks for coming by, everyone. Thanks for tabletop. I don't think anyone else came out and said anything in chat besides the people that are here.
It is holiday,
But
so
we saw you,
yeah.
Nasty 6996.
Yeah.
That was somebody watching.
nice.
We'll be back this Sunday for something. Probably around the same time as usual, 9:30 Arizona time.
It's whenever you're off, so yeah, probably right around now. Yeah.
Now, 3 hours ago.
Well, now it's 3.5 hours ago. Now.
Yeah.
If you're following, just keep an eye on your notifications, like Mitch said. Keep an eye on the channel, like we'll be here.